Nothing to see here. Just deleting something.
Just some chickens.
Brian, talk real quick.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2
One more time.
3 4 5
right.
6.
All right, cool. We'll be back, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here, episode 75. We got a lot to unpack this week.
That's for sure.
A lot to unpack. We got a lot of news. What's up, Brian?
Big week. Big week. Hey.
You got new two co-hosts over there.
Yeah, I don't know how to break this to you, but during this quarantine, I've had a little bit of time on my hands, and I've learned how to raise the dead.
Holy
And
I'm getting
stop. I'm getting rid of you two ham and eggers, and I have some new co-hosts here.
I like it. I thought maybe you were murdered, my dude.
My dude?
Wow. You have connections to the afterlife here?
Yeah.
I just wanna...
The gorilla position
Don't
up there looks
brag.
amazing.
That was our old podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot to unpack. If you guys are watching this, I want to give a couple shout outs here. Go check out our group page on Facebook. Help that grow. Join some stuff. If you are someone who's going to join the page, you are more than welcome. If you are a worker or another podcast or anything, please share your content. Let people know that you do exist. I'm all about that, sharing and helping each other out. We're being showed on Nerds of Wrestling, which is an awesome page. Go follow them. They have a lot of people. Help those guys grow.
do.
The Bob Culture podcast is another one that we've been working with. Really cool guys. I just did an awesome interview with a local star.
Yeah, I forget her name.
I literally, as I was
I
about
know
to
her
say
real
it,
name, but
oh yeah, as I was about to say it, it left me as well.
a wrestling manager. I think she's training to wrestle too.
She is also a performer as well. Yes.
She appeared on Outbreak.
She was with Riot City.
Yeah.
Yeah, Riot City. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart. Anyway, let's just move on. So I don't
I'm getting the name. I'm working on it here.
appreciate
Sorry.
that. And also, that's pretty much it. So also this week on WYLN as well as Facebook and YouTube, you can check out the best of PPW6.
Okay.
Outbreak Wrestling should be happening this week, right? On their YouTube page.
Yes.
They'll
I
be-
think Friday. I know this is kind of weird when you put
So if you're
usually
missing
Friday
wrestling
night,
shows,
yeah.
there are some stuff,
Yeah.
local stuff on YouTube.
And you go there now and check out some shows that have been posted already. I think there was like 4 or 5, somewhere around there. I had to check.
Cool,
for sure.
cool.
Yeah.
Links below. So if you are here and you're watching, please hit that share button. Let people know we exist. Help us get our name out there. Podcasts only work by word of mouth. That's why we shouted a bunch out there in the beginning. And like I said, hit that like, share. If you do like, it's your first time, it will pop up on the screen. You'll get a little alert. It'll look awesome. And we are live on Twitch, YouTube, as well as Facebook. So that's pretty cool. Hit up the chat too. Talk to us if you have an opinion on what's going on in wrestling. Please feel free to put your 2 cents in the chat and let us know what you think as well. We also do have merch pages. You can check that out.
Real quick, speaking of the plugs here, Kaya McKenna was the guest
Yes.
on.
Okay.
Kaya.
Yeah.
I knew it was Kaya. I wanted to say
What a name.
Kylie. What was it? Kylie.
Kylie.
The smiley girl.
Kylie Ray.
Yeah, Kylie Ray is
Minogue.
where my head immediately went with it. And I'm rocking a new shirt. I'll give you little guys a little preview for
Yeah.
our buddy Millie over at the from the left side wrestling.
Who recently had a birthday.
Yeah, it was her birthday, so I'm rocking her T-shirt. Ordered one of those up, so definitely go check out From the Left Side as well and show some love.
I have the old school Tornado Mania shirt here.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh, you know.
Did it fade like that, or is it just your? Oh no, it's up green screen. It looks like it's faded.
Oh, the green screen's trying to put stuff
the
on
green
it.
screen's messing everything
Actually,
up. I can make myself partially disappear. What?
Yeah. Whoa! Hey, Brian just disappeared.
I'm here.
He teleported.
He's like Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
I actually was gonna say I kind of like that disheveled look on the shirt. I wish we can like weather them like that. That looked really cool.
Just wash it a couple times and you'll get there.
Yeah. So Brian, let's kick off with you with this week in pro wrestling history.
Andrew Rue is.
Yeah. I tried to do something a little different this week where these are all today. This is literally today in pro wrestling history.
Wow,
Awesome.
cool.
It's all August 20th. And we're starting with August 20th, 2006, 14 years ago today. SummerSlam 2006, which saw Hulk Hogan's final WWE match.
Sean?
Yep. And Sean.
Nope.
Sean decided to oversell a lot.
No.
No, that was the year before.
Oh, was it him and Edge? No, I don't know. Him and Vince.
Him and Randy Orton.
Oh, I don't remember that at all.
Wow.
It was the very, very end of Randy Orton's first run as the Legend Killer, where he's just kind of running through everybody. And who's the big legend? It's Hulk Hogan. And so they set it up for Randy Orton and Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam, and let's Hulk Hogan so Hulk Hogan wins.
Well, there you go.
That that match with him and Sean though
That
is
don't work for me,
hilarious.
brother.
Where he oversells
Sean-
everything. Yeah.
It's a little too
Sean
much.
he was not happy he had to lose that one.
Yeah.
So here's a weird thing that's happened, and sometimes this happens to us. I don't know why stream, but I will put it here. Our chat isn't showing up on our end, so I have to physically
Really?
watch my
Oh,
phone.
I can't read it.
The Facebook chat's
That's
not
weird.
showing up. Yeah.
Maybe we'll pop up then. Who knows? I don't know.
Somebody asked what's in the cup.
What's in the cup? Raspberry iced tea. This is Country Time, the powdery mix. So there you go.
There you go.
You were expecting something.
Booze related.
Yeah. You're a little upset there.
I apparently have a vanishing potion in my cup.
Yeah. Brian is a sorcerer. Oh, his face was still there a little bit.
Well, we have a cool thing for this SummerSlam coming up. It's Dominic's 2 debut matches at SummerSlam where he was on a pole for custody.
Yeah, how about that?
And now he's wrestling his debut at SummerSlam. And he got beat with a pole.
If only Eddie was still alive, he could be involved in the storyline somehow.
I know. I don't know why you're getting why you're going after my son.
Yeah. My real dad.
Oh man.
You would think Vicky would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
Vicky's the one putting Rollins up to it. She's a
Yeah.
little mad.
Because she's with the other guys now.
yeah. She jumped
Down
ship.
there in Jacksonville. I heard they're going to Jacksonville. Like years
For the
ago.
big boys.
Yeah, like what you say. They're going to Atlanta.
All right. What else happened?
One of the
sorry,
cool
man.
things with that Hogan thing, though, it kind of started on. That was when they were doing Saturday Night's Main Event again, and it started with Orton kind of putting the moves on Brooke Hogan a little bit.
Ooh.
This is when Hogan Knows Best was coming on, and then he beat up Hogan. Then they acted like Hogan had a torn meniscus. But one of the things they did here is on Raw, leading up to this, they did a parody of Hogan Knows Best, where I think Orton was pretending to be Hulk, and then they had other people playing the other family members. And as Nick Hogan, Chikara legend, ROH legend, Sweet and Sour Larry Sweeney.
Oh, I vaguely remember that,
You are an encyclopedia. my
but that
friend.
I don't know. I vaguely remember Larry Sweeney kind of doing that, but man,
That's
I'd
a-
like to go
that's a
back
deep-
and watch that.
That's a deep cut. It's a real deep cut.
Larry Sweeney is a guy who I loved, and it's a sad story. It's a really sad story
Yeah,
there.
it is.
Yeah. All right. Next.
Yeah, well, elsewhere on the card, because I always like when we're talking about these old shows, I like to kind of go through the other stuff that happened, just give you a good frame of mind of what's happening here. Chavo Guerrero defeated Rey Mysterio on that card. The Big Show defeated Sabu to retain the ECW title.
Oh,
Isn't that
boy.
what he put him through a table?
I'm sure he did.
Probably.
The best was,
Sabu.
when-
A table was broken, I can assure you.
The best match of Big Show's ECW title run was defending against Ric Flair on ECW TV and throwing Ric Flair in thumbtacks.
I'm partial to the one with Batista where the crowd's just chanting, change the channel.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was like the next week.
And then we had also Ric Flair. Speaking of Ric Flair, he beat Mick Foley in an I Quit match here. He got Foley to quit when he threatened to hit Melina with a barbed wire baseball bat.
Interesting.
I don't know how
Batista
Melina was
beat-
involved.
Batista beat World Heavyweight Champion King Booker by DQ, so obviously Booker retains. DX beat Vince and Shane McMahon. I think that's when they shoved Vince's head in the Big Show's ass. I
Oh,
think that was
boy.
that.
Jesus.
That match. And then in the main event, where titles can change hands on DQs, Edge beat John Cena to retain the WWE title. Let's go back a little farther. Let's go back a little farther here to 1995, August 20th, 1995, 25 years ago today. Speaking of Mick Foley, it was the Super Bowl of Deathmatch Wrestling, IWA Kawasaki Dream, in front of 28,757 people in Kawasaki, Japan. And this match is legendary at the end of this night. This was an 8-man single elimination deathmatch tournament
Mhm.
where you had various kinds of death matches throughout. In round 1, Tiger Jeet Singh beat Mr. Ganasuke, and Terry Funk beat Leatherface, and they were both barbed wire board and chain matches.
Now, Leatherface was that?
Yes, the guy was like Texas Chainsaw. He come out the chainsaw.
Was
and
it
everything.
anybody like? Was he like a big name guy anywhere else?
I don't know who. Was,
Actually, yes.
yeah,
Actually, yes.
There was two of them.
Way before this, he was Corporal Kirshner
yeah.
in WWE.
Okay.
He was
Or
like a,
WWF back then.
that's when Slaughter left, and like we need a GI Joe character. Oh, my Corporal Kirshner, really terrible name, hard to say.
I watched old. I was showing Ben old preview, like old clips of old wrestling things, and it was an interview with Mean Gene and Kamala,
Okay.
and he had his handler there, and I was like, "That's probably the Brooklyn Brawler," because
Yeah.
I didn't know that was him.
Most likely was.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know that was him behind the
The
mask.
one thing the one thing right now that Corporal Kirshner is kind of known for, if you're a wrestling figure collector, he has 3 variants of those old big LJN wrestlers, the ones that we call the dog toys, the big
Mhm.
rubber ones.
Yep.
Don't move.
They're all the same like pose and everything, but one he's clean shaven, one he has like almost a 5 o'clock shadow. That was the one I had, and one he has a full beard.
No, I had one.
Yeah.
I was like,
I only
who is
had-
this? The
I only
G.I.
ever
Joe
had.
guy.
I only had 3 or 4 of those. I had Hogan. I had.
Hogan was like,
Yep. I had Hogan. I had Sheik.
Cheeky baby.
I had Bundy. I think.
There was a Bundy one.
Bundy, and I had George Animal Steel.
I had Big John Studd and S.G. Jones.
Wow.
Yeah, like,
I had so many of those. I had Bam Bam, I had Jake, $1 Million Man, Honky Tonk Man,
I still have.
Johnny Valiant.
Oh,
Didn't
wow.
WCW have larger
Yes.
size ones too? Because I had a big
They
show.
were, they were slightly smaller, but they were harder. I still have my Vader. I'll bring it next
I-
time. And he's just like,
I had
like that.
the harder ones. The ones I'm thinking of, they were a lot smaller. They're like the Galoob ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had like Sting, Arn, Ric Flair, Doom. I had tons of those.
Wow. yeah.
Tim at PPW shows was selling the. It looked like the same box and everything, but
Really?
it's the Young Bucks.
Oh yeah, yeah. I seen that. They had it on Being the Elite one time. They
Yeah.
showed it off.
Yeah, they were pretty cool looking. I don't know if he still has them, but if you're a collector and you go to
Mhm.
local shows in the area, PPW Tim had. Well, I don't know if he still does, but he had the Young Bucks version. Yeah. All right.
And then elsewhere on this card, you had Cactus Jack beating Terry Gordy and Shoji Nakamaki beating Hiroshi Ono, and they were barbed wire baseball bat and thumbtacks matches.
Yeah, that one with
Mm.
Ono is really good. He gets German suplexed into the one. He gets thumbtacks in the back of his head.
Mm.
Ooh.
I used to have this on the video because this was like a huge tape trading thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
back in the day.
This is like very underground, very, very, very much a thing you would try to seek out back in the day.
I have a hard time
Funk-
with death matches.
Yeah, these are tough ones, especially at the end. Funk beat Tiger Jeet Singh in the second round in a barbed wire board and glass match. Cactus beat Nakamaki in a barbed wire board and spiked nail match.
Yeah, better than
And then
Nails.
and then in the main event, it's the barbed wire, exploding barbed wire boards, exploding ring time bomb death match. And Cactus beats Terry Funk, but
I do remember watching
this-
that match.
there's this one bump that Cactus takes on the board, and in his book, he kind of talked about this, where the idea was that there were going to be two little explosives on the outside of the boards, but you were going to supposed to land flat, and then like the outside would be where the explosion was. You'd be on the inside, and then Terry Funk said, "No, it doesn't look good. Load it up and put them all inside."
God damn,
So-
just load
so-
that up with those explosions.
With
I'll
those ex-
slam Cactus on it, and it will look great.
He don't need
And
his
it
fingers.
did, and then Cactus burned the hell out of his arm. In the same book, this is in Have a Nice Day. He's talking about how he came home to his wife after he came back from Japan, and he noticed his arm was all like brown and all burnt and
God.
everything. And she's like, "Mick, do you smell something burnt?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's me."
Oh man, I remember we talked about in the show. I mean, maybe it came up a couple times where I said I seen my first death match, and it was Abdul the Butcher versus Terry Funk in a high school gym in Shenandoah, Pennsylvania.
Right.
So
the hepatitis C death match.
yeah, well, I found pictures. I guess
Yeah.
I found an old box full
His
of old
one's really
photos.
clear. You got to get that framed.
Yeah, and I have a photo of Terry Funk walking to. My dad took it. It's Terry Funk with Abdul the Butcher in a pursuit, and they're both bloody messes, and they're walking right towards my dad, and
wow.
there's no crowd in the way because half the crowd left
Oh,
because they
yeah.
were like no effing chance. And in there's a picture where they're inside the cage, and he's hitting Abdul the Butcher with a set of stairs that they use, like generic,
Yeah, it's
like
crappy wooden
crappy.
ones, yeah.
Well, they were steel, but they were like the ones with the frame and the steps.
Oh, okay.
But they were
yeah,
they weren't solid and closed, and he's hitting him in the head with one of those. And we found two photos from that actual match, and I was like, man, I can't believe I actually found this. So I was like, oh man, I have to show this off. So I will take photos of the photo, and I will put them on Instagram after this match is over, so you guys can see
So
it.
it was
but,
2001. We put it on our scanner.
yeah, I don't have a scanner. All right, sorry. Next.
One of the real quick, one of the crazier deathmatch type things I saw was in 2001. It's funny. There used to be this big wrestling website called Scoops Central was the name, and then Scoops Wrestling, and they did a show at the ECW arena called Break the Barrier, and they had all these like indies come in, and I was there. Me and my buddy Jack were there.
Wow.
Jack actually got his picture taken with Abdul the Butcher. He stabbed him in the face with a fork.
Oh,
He actually punctured his lip.
My.
he should get tested.
But
Jesus
this show was the first time I had ever heard of CZW, and one of the matches was Nick Gage, who is now like the king of the death matches in America, and his brother Justice Payne, who unfortunately passed away earlier this year,
Yeah.
and they had a staple gun match.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's extreme.
Yeah. Staple gun. Cool.
It's tough, man. Like I don't know, because like I did learn a little bit about what's going on, and I know these guys literally make like nothing, and they walk in and take like a light tube to the head, and
yeah,
they're bleeding all over. I'm like, why?
And they get cut, and they go
Yeah.
to the hospital, and you're looking at like at least $500. Are they getting paid $500? I don't think so.
Not even close.
You know, like
I feel bad for
I know a
them.
lot of them think, well, if I do the death matches, I do a bunch of them, I'll get popular, and then I'll eventually.
I mean,
make
there
money.
are
But-
people too who love the art of it, and they rather compete in that style than the other one, and they're okay doing it for no money.
Yeah,
And
I know.
more power to you, but it's just tough for me. It's tough for me.
Yeah, I hear you.
one of the other cool things about the night is I met Lou Thez that night.
Oh, really? Wow. How about that?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
All right.
and that was the first time I saw Mike Quackenbush. Mike Quackenbush wrestled on that show too. We're gonna the next one. These history things, they don't have to be way back. We're gonna go back 1 year. 1 year, August 20th, 2019. It's officially announced that NXT is moving to the USA Network.
That was turned to be a good move.
Yeah, I guess you could say.
Not for NXT. Well, not for the quality of wrestling matches on NXT.
Here's
there
my,
we go.
here for all right. So for a normal person who consumed wrestling,
Yes.
for those years, for 3 or 4 years, the only NXT I ever consumed was takeovers.
Oh, really?
I would watch a takeover, and I thought the takeover did a good enough job telling me the storyline leading up that if it wasn't like I didn't seek out NXT on the network to watch it.
Yeah, I used to watch just about every week.
Yeah.
But then when it went weekly on, I was like, well, no, I can't watch. Well, I can, but through nefarious means. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I guess it's good for people knowing about NXT exposure.
Yeah, that's why.
And obviously they did it to
Yeah,
to
to
put the
compete
screws
with.
to AEW.
If AEW wasn't around, NXT would still be on the network.
Yeah.
100%.
I don't know though, because I think USA would have
'Cause
been like,
USA
well, we're
would-
losing SmackDown. We still want 2 wrestling shows.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe it wouldn't have been NXT, but maybe they would have said like, oh, we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah.
Who knows? Maybe they would have went with a women's show.
Yeah.
That was in talks for
Yeah.
a while.
They have enough roster to do it.
Yeah, they definitely do.
All right.
And just to fast forward now to the birthdays, we're going to go through the week here. This past Friday, August 14th. I forgot what month we were in for a second. Bob Backlund turned 71 on Friday.
Bob Backlund. Probably still in really good shape, too.
I saw him. There's this page, Facebook group I'm part of. It's like wrestling memorabilia, buy, sell, trade stuff. And he was doing a signing, and he looked pretty good for a 71-year-old.
Yeah, because he was always in like fantastic shape. I remember when he was in TNA, and he was like, what? It was late 50s then, if not early 60s. They would say he walked like 5 miles a day or something like that. And that's, it probably does. He's nuts.
And then another older guy, another amazing wrestler, another guy. Well, this is one of the people that you always hear is, and I've talked to people. A podcast I did way back when, like 2005, we had somebody on, and they worked with him, and they said, yeah, he was one of the most amazingly nice guys ever. Friday was the 62nd birthday of beautiful Bobby Eaton from the Midnight Express.
How about that? Bobby Eaton.
I'm trying to find birthdays here.
Then to get a little more current, this past Friday was the 39th birthday of Kofi Kingston, and also the 33rd birthday of Johnny Gargano.
Wow.
I was kind of surprised Gargano was that young. I feel like I've seen him around for like 15 years.
Like when he was in Jakara, I felt like he was like, mid-20s then. And that was at least 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I
I had a hard time finding one for the 15th. Had to go a little deeper here. Speaking of CZW and a little bit of ROH, Ruckus. Ruckus from the Vulture Squad and from Blackout.
Yeah.
41 years old.
Wow. How about that? Younger than I thought. He was,
Yeah, I think he started really young, like in the early days of CZW.
Yeah.
I think he was pretty young there.
He was
I think I remember.
in CCW's heyday, he was big.
Yeah.
Did I lose you here? My Skype just went white.
Can you hear us?
No, I hear you. We're good. We see you. We hear you.
Oh, okay, no, yeah. For some reason, my Skype just went blanked out for a second.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool. No,
okay.
we see you.
So Sunday was the 16th, and that was the 33rd birthday of Big Cass. Hopefully
wow.
he's doing well. I know he
Yeah,
had some.
let's hope so.
problems there.
Yeah.
And then also 31 years old, Cedric Alexander.
Wow.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow. I have a few local ones
He's
here.
a
when
guy
you
I
get through the
forgot
list.
was still on the roster.
Cedric.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, he's teamed with Ricochet now.
Ricochet. Yeah.
Someone that they forgot is on the roster.
I think because you watch on Hulu, they probably get cut out.
Yeah, they don't make the.
Oh
Hulu.
yeah.
Yep.
Did you have some local ones, Tony?
Yeah. So I have on the 17th, Adriana Mosley, local talent.
Yeah. Does she wrestle? No, I think she has a different wrestling name.
Yeah.
I believe.
If I do say your shoot name, your regular name, I do apologize. I'm just going by what I have on Facebook. Not so much a performer, but she helps out. Her father's been in the business for a long time, and she takes a lot of photographs at wrestling shows.
Chio's daughter.
Chio's daughter,
Yeah.
Jocelyn. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jocelyn Valentine. She does Valentine. Sorry, she does great work. August 19th, Millie from the Left Side's birthday. We had Becky Phillips, referee.
She was at PPW a couple times, and
Yep.
she was on. Was she on Raw? Or was she on NXT one time? I forget
not
what
sure.
she was on once.
She's out of the Maryland area.
Yes.
Then we have just looking through, Bull Hightower
There you go.
from PPW. Believe he is they're not tag team champions. They're
In True Wrestling, he was with Bo Nakota.
yes, him and Bo are. I believe their actual photo is him and Bo.
Yeah, I don't know if they still are. I can't remember when the last.
Well, if
True
they
Wrestling
are,
show.
Team Blue and Gold's coming for you.
That's right. Yeah.
They're coming for those belts. And that's all I have.
And I can tell you, yeah, PPW, they're not main event still tag champs there.
Yeah, main event are. Yeah, how can I forget? There are boys there. They have that great rivalry coming up.
It's hard to find the birthday thing on Facebook.
Yeah, and if I do
unless you get that notification saying today's birthdays are.
it, and if I do it, I might say your actual name.
Yeah.
So that's
Shoot name, brother.
Yep. Sorry. We still want to acknowledge you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I have to go out and tell everybody that his real name is Bull Hightower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on now.
I mean, it's weird. Like, of course, his mother named him Bull Hightower.
Yeah,
Like,
Jesus Christ.
she's like, I knew he's gonna grow up to be a big boy. Um, all right, so we got
And then,
the local history and the birthdays out of the way. Let's dive into some news topics.
we're not done with the birthdays quite
Oh,
yet.
I'm sorry.
It's, Monday the 17th, it was cheerleader Melissa. That's a little bit of a deeper cut.
Oh yeah, I don't think she wrestles anymore. She was in TNA and she had a Middle Eastern gimmick. Remember that
She was
Sahara?
Raisha Saeed.
Yeah, Raisha Saeed. Yeah, I don't think she ever lost the mask. Maybe she did. I forget. She was with Awesome Kong.
Okay.
If she would have come around 10 years later, she would have been
Yeah,
signed.
she would have been something right now. Yeah.
Because back in the day when all the women's wrestlers were models, she was a hell of a wrestler.
Yes.
Hmm.
And then 20th birthday on Monday of Paige. And kind of zooming through these on the 18th, this past Tuesday, Dr. Tom Pritchard, 61 years old.
Dr. Tom training people with Kane in Tennessee. They have a school together.
And another guy people seem to like. They always say they'll take a bullet for Tom and put it in Bruce.
Yeah. Dr. Tom's a nice guy. What was his name? Dr. Desire, Tom Pritchard.
And if you want to see it wouldn't fly right now, but there's an old wrestling angle from Portland. It's one of the last big angles Portland ever did. If you go on YouTube, just look up "I'd like to talk to Tom," and it was him and Scotty. I think he was called Scotty the Body. It was Raven.
Yeah.
Back when he was still doing like the Scotty Flamingo type gimmick. So yesterday, was the 54th birthday of Lillian Garcia.
54.
She looks great
This
still.
is fantastic.
She looks younger than 45.
Yeah.
She looks 35.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
And
Oh, wow.
yeah, another deeper cut here. 61st birthday of White Lightning Tim Horner.
Tim Horner. That sounds familiar. Where is he from?
Doesn't he make coffee?
Was,
No, that's Tim
that's
Horton.
Tim Horton.
And he only makes
That's
coffee in
He was
Canada.
a hockey player. Tim Horner, he was a jobber for a little bit in WWF. He was in a team called the Lightning Express with Brad Armstrong and NWA back in the day. He was in Smoky Mountain. He actually got fired from Smoky Mountain for stealing the ring truck.
For stealing the ring truck.
Yes.
Still a fucking red truck. God damn it.
A little bit of a deep cut there. And then yesterday was also the 25th birthday of Velveteen Dream. And that makes him about 10 years older than the people he hits on.
Hey.
Ooh.
I get to talk to Jerry Lawler.
Well, I mean, that's a news thing. Let's bring that up. I mean, that's hot button topic right now.
Mhm.
Obviously, you are innocent to proving guilty, right? As far as we know, no charges have been filed. WWE,
Yeah, nothing.
WWE, let's hope, have done a full investigation before
Although
they let him back.
the one kid that said that Dream was talking to him said that he was not contacted by WWE.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I heard it on podcast. I don't know how true that is, but that's
yeah.
what,
So
You mean the one kid who literally had a recording of his voice?
yeah.
yeah, the one that said
I don't think they did the deepest investigation. That's just my opinion, but I don't think they.
Okay.
I don't think
fair.
this was Woodward and Bernstein here.
Yeah, all right, listen, if that's the case, right, then absolutely you should do what you got to do to make sure that gets changed. But once again, I don't want to fall into the same territory here where a guy is accused of something and then all of a sudden we find out a couple months later that none of it was true,
Yeah.
and then we're like
Enzo.
an Enzo story. Like, regardless if he was an asshole in the locker room, he technically shouldn't have lost his job,
he
you know?
He didn't do that.
Yeah,
So.
so I just it just really that the cancel stuff where people kind of just quick jump to a conclusion without any investigation or anything. You know, it's just tough. Now I know there's a lot of things out there like the voice recording and stuff like that. So just before we go, I just don't want to be the news. I don't want to jump on and do that gang mentality stuff until it's proven.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I like I said in one chat, I was like, wouldn't WWE, if he's not guilty, wouldn't they want to get that out there? Wouldn't he want to get that out there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know he didn't make the one comment and said he didn't do anything, but who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know. We'll find out eventually. It's wrestling.
Let's hope so. Let's
I've
hope
heard
so.
things
And then
from years years.
just a handful of birthdays for today, the 20th of
Oh.
August. Tori from the Attitude Era, Terry Power, 56 years old today.
Yeah, who was big in Japan before she came to WWE?
Byron Saxton is 39.
Mm.
The reigning UK champion Walter is 33.
Got to wrestle Seth Rollins this weekend.
Yeah. His dad's going to be in his corner.
Yep.
It's going to be very
That's gonna
big.
be very nice for him.
And we're going to end with a deep cut here. The one and only Duke the Dumpster Drosy
Ooh.
is 52 years old.
What is Duke Drosy doing? You know, I think he came back recently in recent years, as in like the past 10, for a Chikara.
Mhm.
He was
Oh,
in
wow.
he was in one of the either King of Trios or one of their like big battle royal type things. And he came back and he was bald now. But I was like, hey, Duke Drosy, that's pretty cool.
I think he was on like maybe the 15th anniversary of Raw or something like that too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
pops up here and there. Now there's a guy that probably does not have a figure. I wonder. They should do like the goofy gimmick series where it's like
Man,
Duke Drosy and Mantar,
A lot of those crazy ones.
Man Mountain Rock.
They did. I mean, a lot of those old
Some
lines.
got some wacky.
Is
yeah.
that the Hasbro line?
No. I'm talking like nowadays.
Oh,
goofy
yeah.
gimmicks. Yeah. The Hasbro's are the small guys that like to like punch like that.
A lot of crazy
They
things.
made Skinner got one.
Man, I don't remember Mantar
Doink.
ever having one.
I don't think he did.
No.
Adam Bob had one.
Adam Bomb had one. I had a
Crush.
I had so many
Kona
of them.
Crush.
I lost them all in a fire.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
I have Demolition LOD.
There's the only ones I really would want is I would like I
You
think
don't
Sean
you want Greg Valentine?
I think Sean had 3 variants. He had red pants, he had white pants,
and rockers.
and rockers. Yeah, I would like
You might even had 2 rockers. Because almost everybody got like 2 figures back then.
Yeah, I don't know if the rockers had 2. And then Macho Man I think had 3.
Yeah, Macho King,
Macho King. Then he had
the classic.
he had
pink
his
with tights.
Yep, and then he had the full
the
jacket.
full, yeah, so
full
3.
jacket.
Might have had 4.
Yeah.
There's super lame ones. Like there's a Ronnie Garvin one. Like
Yeah. The only one I never ever had ever at any point in time, and I remember he was like the one to always get was Andre.
Andre. Okay. Yeah.
Never had an Andre. Yep.
Just did the slam like that. I have all 3 members of Demolition.
We're diving into toys here for the second
Yeah.
time of the episode. If you want to check out a cool nostalgia project coming up, check out Talking Back, or Talking Back with
Talking back. Yeah.
yeah, that's going to be on the Project Humanoid website. So go over to projecthumanoid.com where you can also find Murder My Dude. And Talking Back is coming soon. I know Jack's a huge wrestling fan as well as old toy line, so I'm sure that will be an episode coming up very soon.
And yeah, that was all the birthdays and history stuff. So if you want to jump into today, we can kind of jump into what's going on now.
Yeah, let's talk some news.
We got to start with a sad one here. Again, I know we said last week hopefully we wouldn't have to do any kind of obituary thing, but unfortunately we are, and it's sad because he's a young guy too.
Brian,
Xavier.
He's in heaven with Saturday Main Event up there.
You're gonna have him thrown out of here, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Xavier. So
Xavier,
I'm not gonna lie. When this first popped across my newsfeed,
You said, who's that?
I did not know who it was, and it just said a wrestling superstar Xavier passed
Yeah.
away, and I thought it was Xavier Woods.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what?
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even that familiar with it because he was big in ROH like right before I got into the ROH scene.
Yeah. I can't personally say I know too much about him, but
And he was
I'm
ROH
sure,
world champion.
I'm sure you have a little write up on him. Yep.
Yeah. He was the second ever ROH world champion, and he was gone pretty quickly. And for some reason, because if you look back, he was a pretty good wrestler, but for some reason they didn't really embrace him. The crowd kind of turned on him. The crowd kind of rejected him. I think it was because they had their guys, they had their favorites, they had their guys they wanted in big spots. They wanted Daniels, they wanted Joe, they wanted Paul London, they wanted Spanky, all the Shawn Michaels guys, Homicide, and I don't think he quite fit in with like the early ROH crowd played favorites, and he just was one of the odd men out. But before ROH, he was a kind of a fixture in the New York City area independents, all the way down to more toward Baltimore, up toward Boston. That just that whole big Northeast corridor area. He was trained by Tony DeVito, who was in the Baldies. Yeah. And if you look back at old Raws from like 93, 94, 95, you'll see a lot of the guys that are losing a lot of matches. You have your Hardy Boys. You'll have Big Vito. Tony DeVito's in there a lot. Every now and then you'll see Carmella's dad.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he did some underneath work for Tony DeVito did for WWF, and then when they brought back ECW, he was on the first couple shows. He was Macho Libre.
Oh, okay. Oh.
And then he was a priest on one of the episodes too.
And then you got Mordecai, or not Mordecai. He came back when he was the vampire, Kevin Thorne.
Kevin Thorne, yeah. And but Xavier, he was an early member of the ROH roster. He feuded with, speaking of ECW, feuded with James Maritato, who was Little Guido, eventually Nunzio in the WWE. And he also feuded with Scoot Andrews, who wasn't around ROH a whole lot longer than Xavier was. But then, yeah, he defeated his old indie rival from New York City, Low Key, to become the second ROH champion. The big heel group in ROH at that point was called the Prophecy. Christopher Daniels was the leader, and Xavier turned heel and joined them when he won the title. I think at this point they were starting to do that thing where they were trying to shy away from people who had contracts with TNA too, so that's why Daniels didn't get the title. And I think that might have been some of the backlash because people wanted Daniels to be the champion.
Yeah, and ROH kind of did that for the years that TNA like we're gonna use TNA people. Now we're not. Now we are. Now the TNA says we can. So they're back and forth with that.
And then usually it was up to TNA. Like I know when the Rob Feinstein thing happened, TNA pulled everybody out. So it wasn't really always in their hands either.
Yeah.
And then Xavier was the champion for 182 days and lost to Samoa Joe, who had, I think his title reign was over 2 years. He was the champ for a long time. And then after that, not that long after that, Xavier left ROH around 2004. He came back around 2006, 2007, had a little title program with Bryan Danielson. He was mostly out of wrestling by 2011. He had 2 amateur MMA fights. He went 1-1, and then he was set for a little bit of a comeback match. They were doing that ROH past versus present show that was going to happen before WrestleMania, but it got canceled, and he was set to wrestle Jay Lethal in that.
Yeah. That would have been a cool show to watch. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I think it was going to be actually the same day as TakeOver, but I was like, I want to watch this ROH show.
Him and Jay Lethal would have been a banger.
Probably, yeah.
If he was as talented as people kind of made him out to be.
I forget who Jay Lethal was wrestling on that show.
Yeah.
I mean, the tough thing would have been, I think he'd only had a handful of matches over the past 10 years, but yeah, who knows?
Yeah, to keep up. It would have been a short match. Would have been cool, the nostalgia, see all the guys come back.
Now, did they find out what the result of the death was?
I didn't hear anything.
I have not seen a cause of death.
Okay. Not that matters. I know sometimes people. I like to know
people
for
are
like
interested.
curiosity, obviously, but I know sometimes people are like, if you die of a drug overdose, you're immediately a bad person. I think that's not a good connotation either. But I'm not saying it was a drug overdose. I'm just saying it's just questioning because he is so young. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then a harrowing story here is Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose victimized in a stalking kidnapping plot. And from here on in, and this is something very deliberate, I'm gonna say Daria Baronato, not Sonya Deville, because I think that's an important line to draw here. That
we're not glorifying her as a character. We're talking to her as about a human being.
Yeah, these are people who are playing characters on TV, and you should know how to separate that. And so what happened here was there's this guy, only 24 years old, Philip A. Thomas II, and he had been stalking Daria for about a couple months now. He had sent her like thousands of messages on social media, Instagram, Twitter, things like that. And she didn't know. Like, she has millions of followers. She doesn't check all these things.
Yeah, because how many messages think a day do superstars get? Tons.
And he had driven from South Carolina to her home in Florida and was planning to kidnap her. And so basically the way she told it to police is she went to bed around 1:15 that morning, and around 2:41 that morning, her security alarm went off, her burglar alarm went off, and it said her family room door was open. So she wakes up Mandy Rose. Mandy and her are really good friends, even though they're feuding on TV, and she's over there a lot. She has a spare room at the house, and so she woke her up, and then she turns off the burglar alarm, and she goes back to her patio to make sure it's locked, and she sees this guy, Philip Thomas, standing there with pepper spray and a knife.
Yeah, and zip ties, because we planned a zip tie, and he was going to he wasn't going to leave until all his questions were answered or something like that. Like, what the?
That's fucking terrifying.
I mean, this guy's nuts, you know?
And yeah, she ran away. They think that the thing that really kind of helped out was he thought she went upstairs, but her and Mandy got out of there, dialed 911, and he was apprehended. And yeah, there were like all these messages. He had like names of her family members and things like that.
Wow.
And it's tough. Yeah.
So here's the thing. Don't do that. And two, like, so when you go to meet these people, and it could be vice versa, guys or girls, listen, this is not sitting there saying, oh, well, because I know some people, when you say what I'm about to say, they get butthurt, they get upset. I'm sorry, butthurt, probably not a good term.
I always hated that term. I never liked it. Not for what it means. I just think it's not stupid.
It's just something I'm so used to saying, and it's one of those words I'm trying to retrain myself. Yeah. So I think people get upset when I say this, but when people go to meet like a female wrestler, right, and they get a photo with them,
Yeah.
and they had
Don't be a creep.
and they like hold them and bring them. We're like, listen,
Don't
man,
be a creep.
the reason they're not comfortable with that is because of shitheads like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
But
man,
when you meet somebody, you don't cross the line.
he's truly great. He should be truly. He's smart enough that he at least came with a knife and pepper spray. Because if he would have walked in there
I was
barehanded,
gonna say, I think she probably could
Sonya
have
would
took
have
him.
fucked him
Yeah.
up.
That's
Like,
what their podcast said. Like, I don't know. I think she probably could have. We don't know what this guy looks like, but fighting chance.
If he would have pepper spray and a knife is
Yeah.
probably the best way to go if you're going to attack somebody with a mixed martial arts
Yeah, maybe
background.
bring a gun. I don't know.
But
But this guy's beyond creep. This guy is insane. 'Cause
there's
to
probably
drive-
there's
to-
probably some
to
mental
drive
health
to
issues
someone's
there.
house and figure all this out. I mean, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
Mhm.
Like, this is way beyond creepy. Loser guy who wants to put their arm around somebody.
Just be respectful, and we're going to talk in terms of pro wrestling. Just be respectful to talent in general, guy
Yeah.
or girl.
If you wouldn't do it to a guy, don't do it to a girl.
Yeah, it's just
That's a good.
because this could have been a completely different story we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
We could have been going to SummerSlam weekend, and Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville could be murdered right now.
yeah, they're dead. Yeah.
And that's crazy to even think about. And if they don't perform this weekend, I understand.
Yeah, so they might not if they're
if
they're
they
looking for
do,
that match and they're not.
if they do,
But maybe they will to get their mind off it. Maybe it's it's a positive for them. So who knows?
Yeah.
It's up to them.
and if they do perform, listen, I'm not critiquing the match like I would normally because you literally had your life. You could have been murdered over the weekend.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. It breaks my heart too. Like, cause I don't know. I'm a fan of Sonya. I think she's cool.
Well, hey, it's not negative on her.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy fan.
That's terrifying.
That's like it sounds like a movie thing. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, and apparently because after the cops gave her the guy's name, she just looked in her, I think it was her Instagram thing. She just saw these. She didn't even realize it until she got these thousands of messages later.
Yeah, you never
that,
know.
This guy was.
Honestly, that's a huge reason why, and this is nothing personal against certain people, but like what I do now for the podcast, for like interviews with everyday people, I do everything over the phone. Because like I'm 80 some episodes in, and most of the people I've had on the show, I know personally, but there's times where I've let complete strangers in my home and recorded a podcast. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, I'm probably, and I mean COVID too, so I don't want to let people like in as much. So I'm like, I'm just going to start doing stuff over the phone. Like, I don't want to risk it,
It's a little better when they're, you don't really know them.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just because you never know, man. Because I'm not saying I'm that famous or popular, but you never know what people are in people's heads.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Or let's say you go up to the bathroom and you start stealing stuff. Something
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah,
maybe
so
it
it's
won't
just-
hurt you, but they're gonna steal like your air
Well,
fryer.
it's weird to me, and I'm not saying that it happened because of a guest in the show or because of anyone who comes to my house regularly, but like I leave my wallet in the same spot every show, and I leave it right on my TV stand, and then all of a sudden my wallet goes missing one
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
And it's one of those things where when I come home, I put it in the same spot every time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, interesting. That once again, I'm not accusing my guests or people who are on my podcast because I may have lost it in the street somewhere. But it was one of those things. I'm just like, you never know. Just maybe be a little more air of caution because I'm too trusting. I'm too nice of a person sometimes, I am a little too. I let too many people in at too many times sometimes.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Next news story.
I'm sorry. Oh, wait, nothing's happening here.
Oh. No, mine was a Batman wallet.
He's counting
So,
money.
And there was no
up
money in
next-
it. They got no money. I never have cash on me. And my bank cards are empty because all the money is in Heidi's account.
No.
Yeah.
So still Heidi's wallet.
yeah, if
That's
you're
the
gonna
moral of the
steal
story.
something, just get it. Grab Heidi's.
Pro tip. If
Yeah.
you're gonna steal a wallet.
All right.
So up next, it seems like Renee Young may be leaving WWE after SummerSlam.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think she is. She quit. She officially quit, but I think she's got to finish out the week.
Yeah.
Her PW Insider, she gave her notice a week ago.
Yeah, so
The writing was on the
2
wall.
weeks. Yeah, once Moxley was out of there, it's like, well, she's not that she's necessarily going to go to AEW, but she's not going to stay there.
Well,
Right?
here's
Like-
my maybe tinfoil hat conspiracy here. I feel like every single time she does something, I think they like her, but they don't like the fact that she gets over more than they want her to.
Okay.
So
That's
she was given talking back, right? Talking on SmackDown.
Yeah, talking smack.
Talking
Everyone loves
smack.
And it
talking
became
smack.
amazing.
Yeah, and
and then they canceled it. Then
Yeah.
they were like, all right, we'll put her on commentary. Then they put her on commentary, and I thought she was finally getting into a spot where she was doing well because it seemed like, and this is not on Corey Graves at all, but I think that the direction talent wanted to do was every time she came up with a point, Corey Graves shit on her and made
Yeah.
her look like a bum. But then even with her ability, she learned how to still be relevant on a microphone.
That was brutal too. Though when they were bickering the whole time. It's
Yeah.
like, ugh. But apparently they said I wasn't watching NXT at the time, but her commentary there was much better.
Yes. So then Dean leaves, and then she then gets demoted back off of the off TV, and she's given this TV show. And because it seems like she's so universally liked by everyone. Like every single talent that ever worked with her,
they always have
they're
good
like,
things to say.
anything you need, I will help you.
Yeah.
To the point
Apparently,
where
CM Punk wanted to come back because he wanted to work with her.
exactly.
That's why one of the big reasons
So the
that's
guy
it.
who refuses to do anything wrestling was like, I like her so much that I will work somehow, a little bit with WWE in a fashion where I can still not work with WWE, just to help Renee out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just shows how good of a person she genuinely is that people will do that. You know, and then that show was starting to get over. People were enjoying backstage. It was becoming a good show to watch, and it had good topics.
The ratings were really bad, though.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
really bad.
But I mean, like, it was a good show. Like there was consistency there where people were actually enjoying what were they. If the people who did watch,
Well, Renee did good on it. Yeah.
exactly,
And she's a good Mean Gene in that
Yeah.
position.
And-
Backstage interview.
and they just
I think she was the best person to do that since Mean Gene.
absolutely, and it
She
just
was really good on that.
it got to the point where every time she was trying to do something, they're like, oh, we're gonna just keep pulling the rug out. So
yeah. And then to prove how good she is, you know her name. Name one of the girls that are on now.
yeah,
They're just interchangeable, good-looking girls that come
So
in. What do you have to say?
anywhere she goes, she'll be fine.
Yeah, well, they said ESPN is interested in her. I don't see her going to AEW.
She was. ESPN was definitely interested a while back. She could go back to Canada, I guess, when COVID's over and do TSN.
Yeah.
Local stuff in Vegas. She's really involved with the. She's like her and Moxley are like super fans of the Vegas hockey team. She might do something with them.
Okay. Yeah, she can definitely get work because she is good at that as like an announcer / well, not announcer, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
here's just a
commentary.
hot take. Maybe just throw it away if you want, but remove JR, put her in.
Nah, I don't see her going there. I just don't.
No,
They have too many
And
people
if-
already.
And if she did, I think she is stronger in things where she's hosting and ad-libbing. She was so great in talking smack.
Yeah.
True.
Like that show was so fun because she was there to kind of steer the ship. Daniel Bryan didn't care about anything at that point because he wasn't able to wrestle, and he was just doing whatever he wanted, and it was very loose and fun. I think she's great at being the person that kind of steers the ship. And like one of the reasons she was so bad with commentary on Raw is because they were trying to fit her into a certain spot where I think she's much better as an improviser and somebody who can kind of do her own thing and kind of direct herself a little bit more.
another thing she
Which, hey,
possibly be
they'll let
good
her
at-
do that in AEW.
Yeah. So I mean, they could put her to use, but I mean, you got Taz. Alex Marvez sucks, so you can get rid of him.
Yeah.
You know, and you got
Like-
Excalibur and
Well, we live in a day and age.
JR,
We live in a day
Tony
and age. Where,
Schiavone. I mean, you don't need a backstage guy when you got Tony Schiavone.
yeah. We live in a day and age where anyone in the world can make a podcast. I think she'd be a great podcast host.
Maybe I think she did have something of one. I forget.
Did you
Was
mention the-
somebody?
She had a thing on the network. It was like unfiltered with Renee
Yeah,
Young.
yeah, that's right. She would interview someone like for 15 minutes or something.
I think that would be another avenue for her as well. Is just do a
Maybe.
podcast.
You know, I'm sure she has the plans, in motion.
I think a lot
Yeah,
of
She's
people
not
will
just
go on
quitting
her.
and be like, "Well, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna live with Moxley." Now, here's something: is she gonna be Renee Paquette, Renee Good, or Renee Moxley?
I don't know.
That's a good
What is his
question.
actual name?
Good.
Good.
Goode.
What's his
Yeah.
first name? Is it Dean?
Jonathan Good.
Oh, John.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I thought it.
So her name is technically Renee Good.
I actually didn't know.
Yeah, but it was Paquette.
That's so much. That's how much I'm in the culture
Yeah.
where I try not to learn people's real names. I try to keep.
Or what if she's Renee Ambrose, just to stick it to him?
Oh my god, that'd be
That
fucking
would be
hilarious.
great.
That'd be
Because
hilarious.
they-
Oh, that would be amazing.
That name's not copyrighted.
It's not the Renee Ambrose
Oh,
show.
that would be amazing.
That'd be awesome. If I was if I was AEW and I hired her, like, you're gonna be Renee Ambrose.
Yeah,
Renee
and we're
Ambrose
not
here?
we're not even gonna put you near.
Yeah, we're not even gonna.
Mox at
Yeah,
all.
we're
You're
gonna
not-
act like you don't even know each other.
She'll be on Being the Elite in 2 weeks.
But she could. I mean, even if she doesn't sign, I mean, lots of people are on there.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Apparently, I think I heard somewhere there was a little bit of heat on her for one of the times she was on backstage after COVID when everybody was doing it from Zoom and everything. I guess he was in the background, and I guess
Oh.
she got a little bit
Oh my
of
God. Who cares?
I know
Of,
they're
uh,
they're
like-
so petty, about
Yeah.
that stuff.
It's so funny because I normally we record Murder My Dude on Tuesdays, but we recorded on Wednesday this week. So I wound up watching Impact. I wound up watching Impact on Thursday on Twitch. And during the commercial breaks on Twitch, they have Melissa Santos, who used to be in Lucha Underground, kind of just talking with the Twitch chat and being like the host in between commercial breaks. And all of a sudden, her husband pops in, who is Brian Cage from AEW.
Oh.
And everybody's like, Brian Cage is going to get fired. It's like, no, he's not.
No,
He's not gonna get
they
fired.
don't care.
No other company does that except WWE.
Yeah. And it wasn't like Brian Cage here from AEW.
Like WWE, every other person on TV can be in a relationship with their actual significant other, except Lana and Rusev.
Yeah.
Like
Because
why?
Vince thought they didn't look. Vince thought that Rusev couldn't get with.
I'm still
Lana
not buying that Rusev has done. I just think
Of course not.
I think Rusev is doing the right thing, and he's like, listen, man, I'm gonna do video game streaming because he's probably making a decent buck at it,
And then he's gonna show up at whatever.
and
company
he's
he shows
waiting.
up at.
He's waiting for an audience again.
Yeah, it might be.
Because if he pops in with a full audience and gets that full reaction,
Did you see the whole thing? He was on Ryback's podcast of all places.
no,
Yeah, he's saying about how he kept saying, "Hey, we're getting over. Like, why don't you kind of give me a push here?" And he's like, "Oh, we don't see it." They said Vince said the crowd's just fucking with you. He's like, "Give it a week." And he said, "I went back in a week," and I said, "They're still cheering for me." He's like, "No, they're fucking with you." And then he said about the Rusev Day shirts. He said they would sell out like every night, and he'd go to him like, "My shirts are selling out. Like, can we get more? Can we give me a push?" And they're like, "Nah, we sold out because we didn't make enough." And he's like, "What does that mean? We didn't make enough?" So like, he really got the shaft.
Heidi never buys a wrestling
Yeah.
shirt. I think Heidi owns one wrestling shirt. Guess what it
It's
is?
the Rusev
It's
Day
a
one.
Rusev Day shirt.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he seems like a really good guy.
yeah.
So he got shafted a little
Not
bit.
a Lana Day. A Rusev Day.
a Rusev
shirt.
Day.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted him pigeonholed in that whole like foreign heel thing because
Yeah.
he's vulgar and he talks with an accent. That guy has so much innate babyface charisma. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, he could have been world champion.
Yeah.
But
He could be, and honestly, I think he goes to AEW. He's the
Main
guy who,
event
when
guy,
they walk
yeah.
in the door, you throw a title on.
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
and you say, Rusev, do whatever you want. Romero, do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Yeah. This whole, just to kind of get I've been watching a lot of like Twitch, like trying to learn more things and see how to interact and do things. But man, there's a lot of wrestlers on Twitch. If you're a wrestling fan and you also like video games, then you like watching people play video games. Man, Adam Cole has a channel. Claudio Cesaro has a channel. Rusev, AJ, tons and tons of people have channels. So definitely check that out. So I think Samoa Joe has a channel. But yeah, check them out, man. They have a lot of cool stuff on there. You can watch your favorite superstars, in the maybe if you
in everyday life.
in everyday life. Yeah. So if you're like, man, that guy's a dick, man, and you're thinking about being a weird guy and show up in someone's house with a knife and pepper spray, actually realize that they're real humans and go watch them play video games. But all right, let's get to our next news topic. This is
Vince
gonna be a long episode, by the way, people. So strap in.
Vince McMahon is reportedly considering putting Shane McMahon in charge of Raw.
Yeah.
And that's from a report via Sportskeeda. They were the ones that broke that
Yeah,
story.
so I kind of believe that. Well, they did say that Bruce Pritchard is doing both
He said
right now.
They said Bruce
So, yeah, I'm
feels
sure he
overwhelmed.
probably is. Yeah, and I don't blame. Oh my God, come on now.
Well, you had Eric Bischoff there.
Yeah, and then you
You
fire him.
you had fucking Paul
Yeah, and
Heyman
you say you can't do it no more. Oh my
I
God,
just
chair just
on
broke.
stream broke a chair.
Chair just broke.
Hey everyone, I'm fat.
And if YouTube still has it up there, you want to type in the greatest PWG moment ever and watch that as soon as you're done with this. But anyway, I said earlier, it can't get worse than it is because Raw is Nitro 2000 level bad. So it really sucks, and how can it get any worse?
They could definitely do with a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah.
Or as Pritchard would say, a fresh paint of coat.
Yeah, put a fresh painted coat on there. If it's all Raw underground, I don't know. Just it really when you're at zero, you really can't go any lower. So
Bad.
I don't know. I'm all for it. Do something. I fucking give the company to Shane. I don't know.
And then the last story here we have here is it's a sad one. Buff Bagwell, Marcus Bagwell, was in a serious car accident, and it's believed to be because he was driving while impaired. And this is straight from the Cobb County, Georgia.
Cobb County. He's
If you ever take a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And don't drive impaired.
Yes.
What happened here was a black 2013 Chevrolet Tahoe was traveling west on Cumberland Boulevard, approaching Cumberland Parkway, when the driver lost control while negotiating a curve. The Tahoe collided with the center median and metal fence within the median before continuing west across the eastbound lanes. The Chevrolet Tahoe then collided with the curb before colliding into a freestanding bathroom at the Cobb County Transit bus station.
Freestanding bathroom. An outhouse, a.k.a.
The driver of the Tahoe, 50-year-old Marcus Bagwell, was transported to Wellstar Kennestone Hospital with serious injuries. Investigators believe Bagwell was impaired by prescription medication during the collision.
Was anyone in the bathroom?
Yeah, that's a good question.
No, I think he was the only person hurt, thankfully. Not that it's good that anybody got hurt, but, thankfully there were no other people hurt.
Jeez.
Wow, that's something else. You haven't heard anything about Buff in a while.
That's crazy.
There was a thing, because there's that cameo thing now, where he did a cameo for somebody and kind of got out, and he seemed like he was in another world.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
So it seems like hopefully this is rock bottom for him.
When people
DDP will help him out, he knows him.
Yeah, dude, even on a small scale, like all I ever knew was just playing basketball, and then when my disorder kicked in and I couldn't do it no more, I couldn't even imagine being on a bigger scale where you're performing in front of thousands and thousands of people every single night, and then you go like the movie The Wrestler, where like you went from Madison Square Garden to like cutting deli meat, and then, you know what I mean? And you lose your identity as a person.
Some of that's on Buff. So.
Yeah, but I'm saying like where you're like, oh, I'm untouchable. I made it this top. I made it this high. Like you know what I mean? And then you lose it all. It's like, man, it's like fucking. Then the drugs and alcohol kicked in.
He was doing, as the Conrad said, the what is it called? Cowboys, and it was a escort site. You could go on and you could buy Buff Bagwell.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And I'm sure like you can if he walked in and did like a bingo hall wrestling thing.
Yeah, people
and a bunch. I'll buy you a beer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know,
it's easy.
So even on a smaller scale level, he's touring around the country doing small shows. He probably still feels. I mean, not to the same level, but he could probably get a free couch to sleep on that night.
I'm sure it's cowboysandangels.com. And then Conrad tried to get Tony Schiavone to make one.
Oh my god, that'd be fucking hilarious. We're gonna make Andy Header on there.
Yeah.
We'll get you out there,
for
bro.
money.
Yeah. I mean,
money's
Cowboys
money.
from Hell and Angel.
Ain't you proud to beg, bro?
Yeah. So, is that it for news, Brian?
Yeah, that was the last news
thing.
Do
you want to guess the champions, or you want to do that later?
Let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's play a game here, and then we'll get into this week in wrestling.
Okay. So what I do is we're going to pick a year, and then we're going to see if you can guess the champions in that year. So we're going to go back 10 years ago and do WWE. So it's 2010, and this is the month of
I was not watching at this point, so I'll do my best to guess.
Yeah. So you'll probably do very bad with them. The bonus round is TNA, and that's because it's really hard.
Oh yeah.
So this was a time when there was the WWE champion and the world champion, one for Raw, one for SmackDown.
Is this the big gold belt? And
yes. So the WCW title became the world title, the world heavyweight title, and that was like the Raw SmackDown belt, and then went Raw. Blah blah blah.
What was the other title?
The WWE title. So
was it the W?
The spinner belt is the WWE title.
Okay.
And before that, it was like the WWE when the Rock had it. You know, and like. And before that was the Undisputed. So So there's the spinner belt and there's the big gold WCW belt.
Okay.
Which one do you want to start with?
I
don't remember which one was Raw or SmackDown. I didn't write that down.
we'll just do WWE.
Okay, so the WWE title. Who do you think had the WWE title in August of 2010? And this is like let's say they lost it on like what's today? Today is the 20th. So let's say if they had it in the 19th, lost in the 20th. I didn't put that down.
Okay.
When I looked to make this list last week.
2010.
Yes.
So I think around that time.
I'm going to go with the obvious answer here.
Okay, go ahead. You go first.
John Cena.
No.
Oh, wow.
How about that? Yeah, this guy had it for 63 days. And I guess I can't tell you who he lost it to. He did. John Cena's not involved.
All right.
He was a big project at the time.
Okay.
I have a guess. I'm gonna let Tony go here, but I have a guess.
So I was initially my first guess would be Lesnar. But I think
was gone.
2010 is when Lesnar was because I was a UFC fan, so he was probably in UFC at the time. So 2000 is that like the Ryback time?
Ryback was just probably coming up then. I think he was out of there 2014, 15. Yeah, so he was probably Nexus. So he wasn't, but he was never world champion.
Okay.
Well, WWE champion.
I think I have it.
Yeah, you might have it. Do you want Brian to go? Or do you want to guess?
You go, Brian.
Sheamus.
Yes, ding, ding, ding. So Sheamus had it this time. He had it for 63 days.
Good for him.
And then he lost it to Randy Orton.
He's one title away from Grand Slam. Which one is it?
Intercontinental.
It might be IC. Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure. Well, speaking of that, we'll go to the Intercontinental. Who do you think was Intercontinental champion
Oh shit!
in
If
2010?
Cesaro is the world champion,
And they had it. This is Sheamus. I wish
Yeah,
Cesaro
I'm
was the
sorry,
world
if
champion.
Sheamus is the world champion.
This guy had it for 153 days. It's a pretty long reign for the Intercontinental title in 2010.
Jericho?
That was a good guess, but no. Jericho was not the Intercontinental champion.
Because he had it a lot of. He had it a lot of times. Brian?
Kofi Kingston.
That's a good guess. This guy lost it to Kofi.
Okay.
I didn't write down the dates or anything.
Randy?
That's another good guess. No, not Randy Orton.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You know him. Dolph
Is he-
Ziggler.
Oh really?
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler was Intercontinental champion in 2010 in August.
Wow.
August of 2010.
That's short-haired Dolph. Is that AJ Lee?
He had a little bit. I don't know if he had AJ yet. Possibly. And he might have.
I think that was a little later.
Yeah, and then he
Okay.
This
got
may have
Big
been
E.
when he looked like Big Evan Bourne, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had little like purpley biker shorts.
Okay.
So I think this is like right after he was shaking everyone's hand, like, I'm Dolph Ziggler. Nice to meet you. Okay, so we'll move over to the U.S. title then. Who do you think had the U.S. title? I think the same level guy, and this guy had it for 96 days. And who he lost it to, I'm like, wow, I didn't know that guy was there in 2010. I didn't know he was there already. But this is the who has the United States title in 2010, August 2010.
And you said what about him?
The guy that he lost it to, I was surprised by. He is this guy would eventually be world champion, but he didn't have it yet. I don't think. WWE champion.
In 2000.
Christian.
No, that's a good guess. He would marry another wrestler. That helps. A girl.
The Miz.
Yep, there you go. You got the Miz.
All
Miz had it for 96 days. And he lost it to Daniel Bryan. I didn't know Daniel Bryan was there in 2010.
Wow.
So how about that?
I think 2010 was when they did Nexus, and he got fired and came back.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that. Okay, so we'll move over to the world title. So this is the big goal, the WCW title, and this one I don't think either of you will get. Maybe Brian will, because I was like, oh, when he blah 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 blah. So he had it for 153 days.
Big gold belt.
Yes,
I don't know. Taker.
close.
Kane?
Yeah, Kane had it. Kane was he cashed in Money in the Bank and became the champion. And had
The
for
big
153
I think he beat Ray.
Yeah,
I think he beat Ray.
Yeah, he beat Ray and had for 153 days.
The
my
big red
gosh.
champion.
And then he wound up losing it to Edge.
Okay.
So okay, now this is when I believe they only have one set of tag titles and they flip back and forth.
Is this no? I'm sorry to cut you off. 2010. Is that Sean's last run, or was that later?
I think this was before
Shawn-
the DX.
I think this was the year that Shawn retired. I think he lost his career at WrestleMania this year.
Okay.
So at this point in
Okay.
August of 2010, I think Shawn is retired.
I was gonna say I didn't look that up. But he does not appear on this list.
I
at
have
all,
to go
obviously.
back and rewatch Sean's third. Like I didn't see any of Sean's third.
Skip the DX stuff. It's really corny, but everything else is good.
Because he wants to be DX, but he's still like he's God Shawn Michaels now, so
it's
he
like,
can't
yeah.
say.
I mean, there's some funny
he'll
stuff.
throw up the X, but he won't do crotch chops.
Yeah, and it's like we got 2 words for you. He never says it.
Yeah,
so he's
he
like
puts it to
really
the
good.
crowd.
Okay, so the tag team champions. This one,
I
Brian
Go
might
ahead,
get it.
Andy.
You'll never get it, Tony, because I don't think you've ever even seen either of these guys wrestle.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brian. Give me a guess.
I think I have it. It's 1 or 2. I'm going to say the Hart Dynasty.
There you go. Ding, ding, ding. The Hart Dynasty.
Is
Tyson
that-
Kidd and Davey Boy Jr. And they had it for 111 days. Natty was their manager.
Davey Boy Jr. is
D.H. Smith. I
is
believe his name was.
supposedly leaving MLW. He's
Really?
looking to leave MLW.
He's a big dude, and he's pretty good.
And supposedly Tyson is on a road to recovery to start wrestling again.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
I immediately thought Mike Tyson.
So
what's the correlation here?
Supposedly he's been doing the same treatment as Ciampa. He's doing the same treatment
Okay.
as who else? Edge, Sheamus, because even Sheamus had this and he came
Yeah.
back in record time.
Yeah.
So
it's working.
supposedly they're my personal opinion. I think they're doing stem cell because it's controversial, but
Yeah.
it works.
It does. Yeah, whatever
Um,
works.
But supposedly he's in ring and he's training and he's working for a comeback. So
Wow.
that's what they were going to do with the whole Natty thing. I heard. Where remember he was calling on the phone,
Okay, yeah.
and I think they dropped that.
Yeah.
But I think they are working at a comeback for him. Yeah,
Well, he's a big guy. I could see him getting signed anywhere, really.
Joe is the one who kind of ruined him, right, with the muscle buster.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Tyson Kidd, not David Boy.
Yeah.
So we got last but not least the women's title. It was still the women's title, but in this year it stopped being the women's title. So who had the women's title in 2010? I don't know if you know her, Tony, but she's hot. And
Was she good at wrestling, or was she just?
She was bad at wrestling, but every woman this time was.
Tori Wilson.
No, she's a little bit better at wrestling.
Oh.
She's not American.
What, Brian?
Nope, Brian cut out. Hold on,
Oh,
Brian.
what? I
That
don't
thing
know.
happened again. We
I
don't
don't-
know how to do that thing here.
I don't know how to
Brian
fix it.
probably knows it.
Brian, hold on.
Hold on.
Dude, I don't know how to fix on Skype.
Oh, boy. This sucks. Brian's being attacked. So, Brian, we don't know how to fix it on Skype. Hold on a second as we go through
Dude, I have no
technical
idea.
difficulties here.
Let's try this.
You didn't mute Brian, did you? On your board?
No, it's still turned up.
Oh boy!
Dude,
What
I
if you click on his
honestly-
microphone?
I
on
don't
the
know
picture.
how. That's gonna mute us.
Oh boy!
Oh no. I did a 2-hour and I did a whole interview yesterday and this did not happen.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Dude, I have no.
This kind of derailed the podcast here.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
I don't know how. I wouldn't know how to drop the audio on a. If anyone's listening, you can type into the chat. How to get back dropped audio in Skype? Let me see here. Dropped audio.
Brian, I'm gonna end it and bring you back.
Yeah, do that.
All right, we'll get Brian back right here. I probably should have added him on Skype.
Yeah.
That probably would have helped a lot, huh? All right, go ahead. You talk about the women's champ.
Okay, so since Brian's got, I think Brian he was saying something and he got cut off there. But this girl had it for 127 days. She was in a tag team, kind of, even though there wasn't tag teams at the time. I'll just really draw it out here. And she wasn't from America, so she had an accent. I thought she was super hot. No, she did not have blonde hair. She was one of the only girls at the time that did not have blonde hair. This, of course, I think the belt was more on SmackDown at the time. And I didn't really say anything else that would just totally give it away. I want to give Brian...
Are you're gonna try to give him a chance here?
Yeah, I want to give him a chance here. But it was pretty cool how you got the rest of you. Do we got him back yet?
No, dude, I literally canceled my Zoom because it was doing this, and I'm like, man, Skype's working. I mean, to an extent, it's working because
Yeah.
we still have to do a loophole, but it just completely cut out, and it sucks, man.
Yeah, it's
If anyone has any other suggestions that
for online. I know a lot of podcasts use Skype, but a lot of them are audio only. So, but like, even if this was like, we just lost them.
yeah,
So, it's crazy here.
sorry. Sometimes
I'm right here.
Hey,
oh, there he is. Now I don't even know if I have your video. Talk.
I'm talking again.
Oh,
okay,
and look
Brian.
at that. The video came right back. I don't know why.
I
it's
don't know
doing
what happened.
Oh, it's changing your size. It's doing whatever it wants here.
Hey, as long as we got him talking.
Yeah. Brian, do me a favor real quick. Add me on Skype. So
All right, yeah.
I
That
think-
might be a good idea. That
Yeah,
sounds like it's
I think that might be a good move.
Yeah, maybe it cuts out after a certain amount if you're not at like friends or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
I used Skype for a podcast before.
Who
but-
freaking knows?
So anyway, Brian, who do you think the women's champion was in 2010? You might know it.
What happened when?
Maurice. I'm gonna guess Maurice.
No. Tony was asked a question when he said, "Was she blonde?" I said she was not blonde, and
Oh, okay.
and she's not from America. And
Huh.
she might have had a tag team partner, but there wasn't tag teams, but there were a tag team.
Layla?
Yes, Layla. Layla
All
had
right,
it
there we go.
for 127 days. I believe that's when the belt was cut in half, and Michelle McCool lost.
Yeah,
to Layla.
Layla,
So they
yeah.
shared the title. It was like a best friends bracelet. You know how they go like the girls' bracelets go like that. They did that to the women's title.
Oh my!
And then
God.
when they finally got rid of it, then the Divas title came in. It just
This
got
may
worse.
this may have been around the time of the unfortunate Piggy James angle.
Yes, I think it was. Yes,
Piggy
yeah,
James.
Yeah, because she was. They said she was fat. She wasn't. And like,
Dude.
you're Piggy.
Mickey James is a babe.
So
I love Mickey James.
She came back on Raw and she looks great. So I'll probably have to give these away, but you want to do TNA real quick?
Sure.
Did you even watch TNA
Nope.
at the time? Brian, who do you think was the TNA World Champion? in
AJ Styles.
2010? That's a good guess.
Samoa Joe.
You know him.
That is good.
You know him. You've seen
All right,
wrestle
so
live.
2010.
Yes.
Johnny Mundo.
So at this time, the NWA title was gone. It's now the TNA title.
All right.
Johnny Mundo was not there yet.
Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam is the world champion.
Wow.
113 days, and it was vacated because they left and went to WWE.
Because no, he didn't. He got I remember this.
Oh, no,
This
he got
is when
hurt. Yes.
This is when remember Janice? Remember Abyss?
Oh,
Had
yeah,
the,
yeah.
The board with the spikes in it, and he basically killed Rob Van Dam.
TNA
Yeah.
likes to kill people. I
Oh.
like it.
It was something else. And this was back when TNA was pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta say. So who do you think? You don't know this guy at all, Brian. Who do you think the X Division champion was for TNA? It's not one of the big three, so it's not AJ Samoa Joe or
AJ Styles.
Christopher Daniels.
I'm trying to think, 'cause this is the Hogan Bischoff era.
Yes,
This is when Hogan and Bischoff were there.
but this is not a Hogan or Bischoff guy.
Bobby Roode.
No, that's good. I don't think he was ever X. He might have been, but maybe you want to bring him up later.
Chris Sabin.
No, that's a good. I'll just give it to you. Doug Williams. Remember when he was X
Okay.
Division champion for 113?
Oh, he won the championship for the Redskins. He won the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Not that Doug Williams.
This Doug Williams is British.
The anarchist Doug
Yeah,
Williams.
this guy did the Chaos Theory, which is the rolling,
Short Tech Repairs. Thank you
Yeah.
for the share, brother.
The-
For the follow.
the rolling German suplex, like that
And-
Chad Gable does.
Okay.
This guy used to do that.
All right.
This speaking of Mickey James, this Doug Williams teamed with Nick Aldis, Mickey
Yeah.
James's husband. They were the British Invasion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in TNA, and he lost it to Jay Lethal. So here's one. The tag team
At
champions.
that point, I'm going to
Your
get
money.
Black Machismo, Jay Lethal.
Yeah, it was. No, they lost it to Beer Money. But just think about like,
The Dudley Boys.
who's the tag team champions right now?
Who is the tag team champions right now?
Motor City Machine Guns were
Oh.
the tag team champions in
Right.
2010, and they're the champions right now in 2020.
Wow.
Ain't that something? That's crazy. They lost it to Beer Money.
The
though.
one dude from Motor City Machine Guns looks like Draven or whatever his name is. The guy who wrestles in.
Oh, Alex Shelley? Alex Shelley's the one that has longer hair. It used
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
Flip Flop where Chris Sabin had longer hair.
Shelly kind of looks like what's his name that wrestles locally? Like Draven or Eric Draven or something.
Okay.
Kind of looks like him a little bit.
I don't think so, but maybe.
A little bit.
And then last but not least, again, the women's champion.
And
You'll
TNA.
you'll never guess this one. Brian Might.
I'm trying to think.
She
who
was in
around
ROH. That there was a stable of women. Well, not a
then.
group.
Okay.
A group of three of them.
A group of how many?
Three. Well, they did have. They had a fourth. There was a dude, and they left.
Oh, was it Rain? Like, I
Yes,
forget her name.
Madison
Okay.
Rain. Yeah. How about
Yeah.
that? Yeah, because
Wow.
the beautiful people, her, Angelina Love, and Velvet Sky, and Billy Gunn was in her stable too, because they were.
I
beautiful people.
think at this point, Lacey Von Erich might have been in the stable.
I think
too.
she was. Yeah, and Madison Rain got kicked out because for some reason she was like always wanted to join. Then she finally-
Steroids. Steroids.
yeah.
I have to say I shouldn't get credit for that one. I was thinking of the other Rain.
Oh,
I think
Rain
it's like
from
Peyton-
ROH.
Yeah, Peyton Banks. I
Oh,
think
okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she was hot. I liked her. No, Madison Rain, and she had for
Yeah.
a whopping 27 days, and she lost to Angelina Love. So that's when they were feuding. So that's
And if you're watching Impact now, she is the color commentator on Impact with Josh
yeah.
Matthews.
And she
Oh.
just wrestled for ROH last year.
Isn't she with Josh Matthews?
Yes.
Yeah, they're married. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
married.
she's very skinny. She
Yeah.
needs to eat a little bit. But anyway, that's the game of who was champion when. Now next time I'm gonna pick I'm gonna go back to 88.
All right.
Like that.
All right, Brian. Let's do a recap and quick rundown of everything that happened this week in wrestling. Let's start with the SmackDown. So what we're going to do different this week is Brian's going to go through the whole show. He's going to say winners of what happened of each match, and then we'll fill in at the end of maybe the things we liked and we didn't like, and just pick two or three things and try to really skim through it. I feel there's too many review shows, and I kind of like what we're doing here with the reviews and the news and just talking topics. We just still want to talk current wrestling. So we're going to pick out the main storylines we're into, talk about the stuff we're into, talk about stuff we're not into, but some of them we're not going to go match by match, move by move, and
Yeah.
talk about everything we liked about it.
So SmackDown, we start off with a big angle because the opening match here is supposed to be Big E against John Morrison, but it never happens because Retribution kind of comes in and messes everything up.
Yeah.
From there, it would be nice if my computer would scroll. From there, they had The Miz checking on Morrison. You had Sheamus saying Retribution won't go after him. They're too scared. We have increased security, and then we have the Triple Brand Battle Royal, where Asuka wins. So now she's going to be wrestling both Bayley and Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. She's going to get a women's title shot at both women's titles. And then we had, still scrolling. We had the challenge. We were talking about Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville earlier. We had the official challenge where, indeed, they are going to be, we think, having a hair versus hair match at SummerSlam. And then
That's a
Sheamus
bold
beats
move.
Shorty G.
That's a real
But,
bold
but
move.
everyone thinks Sonya would lose her hair, right? So maybe Mandy will.
Yeah.
Or nobody does. That's probably the easiest
What if like a
cop
hair
out.
versus hair match is just you go with a shorter haircut?
They did that with Kevin Nash and Chris Jericho because Nash needed his haircut for the first Punisher movie.
Yeah.
So he lost the hair match. He just had like a buzz cut.
So, what if it's hair versus hair, but you just change your color?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
you go to a Bailey haircut.
Oh God.
Or you could do a thing like maybe Sonya gets somebody in her corner, maybe like Miz or somebody.
Or
and then
Otis comes in.
Otis
I'll
puts-
give you my
yeah,
hair, Peach.
Yeah,
Bah,
Mandy
bah.
loses and Otis. Yeah, Mandy loses and Otis
Yeah.
like steps in for her. Yeah, you can do a few things. How about this? How about Mandy loses and Otis says, if you say she doesn't have to shave her head, I'll give you my money in the bank. You can get a women's title shot whenever you want.
Yeah, maybe.
He sacrifices his money in the bank to save her.
Because you gotta
What
get that
if-
off Otis,
What
right?
if I think we made a joke about this the one time, and Tyler was actually with the joke too. What if Mandy shaves her head, and then Otis goes, "Ew, you're gross,"
Yeah, he
and
dumps her.
her.
That'd be the best. That'd be awesome.
You're gross, Peach. I'm out of here.
Yeah, like
Nobody
my
likes-
Peach
I like a little fuzz in my peach.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Oh, boy.
Then, speaking of old TNA stuff, AJ Styles had Joseph Park
Yeah.
by the side here, and they have the, and here's the height of WWE comedy. They have a statistic team called the Phenomenal Intercontinental Statistics System.
Hmm.
It's piss, get it?
Piss. Piss. God damn it.
And this is all to set up Jeff Hardy. Speaking of piss, and AJ Styles. Why does everything Jeff Hardy does have to do with piss now?
Dude, they're just punishing him, I think.
Then we had Lucha House Party stealing the tag titles from Cesaro and Nakamura. That's your new tag team feud. And Styles said he's going to erase Hardy and wipe his name off the board, but he can't because it's a permanent marker. And Joseph Park is basically his Ralphus, so he's just kind of sad. He's a sad sack.
I'm digging the AJ thing.
He's a
I'm not-
6'5" Ralph.
Yeah, yeah.
I would
Grant-
assume Abyss eventually wrestles here at some point.
You would think.
Oh, that's what that is.
Grant-
That's a
Yeah,
Biss.
it's Abyss.
I did
Yeah.
not know
So
that.
Abyss had a character. It was it Chris Parks or Joseph Parks? I forget.
Joseph Parks.
It was
Chris
his
Parks'
brother.
Real name. Joseph Parks was Chris Parks is Abyss, and Joseph Parks is supposed to be his twin brother.
Yeah, it's his
Although
twin brother.
they later established it was the same guy.
Yeah, and he was afraid of like of wrestling and stuff. He's like, I can't wrestle.
Yeah,
And
he was a
did-
lawyer.
Yeah, he was a lawyer, and he didn't like hardcore or anything like that.
So that was the guy who was with AJ was a Biss.
Yeah.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. That's funny. I'm such.
And he had this thing when Hogan came, where Hogan gave him his Hall of Fame ring, and he used to put on like, and he would get powers. He's like, oh, I can feel it. I can feel it.
I shouldn't. I'm into
This
it.
was a weird character.
I'm into it. I like that stupid shit sometimes. To an extent.
and yeah, if he's going to be the comic relief for AJ, that's a pretty fun thing. You
But I
can
mean,
do that.
AJ's good at comic relief too.
Abyss is very good at comedy.
Yeah.
That's he is.
All right.
And then we had, I had to drink some of my invisible juice there.
Oh.
Sorry. We had Grand Metalik defeating Shinsuke Nakamura to further set up the tag title feud here.
Wow.
We had Shorty G trying to apologize for attacking Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
Riddle accepted the apology, but then Corbin attacked Riddle from behind. It was a swerve. They were setting them up. We had an interview with Alexa Bliss where she was talking about Braun and Bray, and she says being in the ring with Bray is scary and compelling. She kept kind of backtracking whether or not she had feelings for Braun.
Yeah.
And then we had Big E beating John Morrison. They kind of stopped Retribution. Retribution wound up attacking in the back instead. And everybody went to go after Retribution except The Miz, who was a coward. And then Braun Strowman cut his big promo at the end.
Well, Braun Strowman,
and,
we didn't know this, but when the swamp match was also a hair match.
Yeah, his hair fell off in that swamp.
Yeah, it was radioactive swamp, and his beard's good.
Yeah.
Hair fell off.
Well, it's-
Yeah. I mean, listen,
we don't know how swamps work.
it was barely hanging on in the first place.
Yeah, but so was he's bald now. He didn't have much hair to begin
Yeah,
with.
it was
Yeah,
it was
so
hanging on by
I
a
don't
little,
blame
yeah.
the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks good.
I think he looks alright. A lot of people say he looks like Big Show now, which is like, yeah.
Yeah, he's. Yeah.
What are you gonna do? The guy lost his fucking hair. I
Yeah.
mean,
It
I'm sure if he could have it, he'd have a full head of hair.
Absolutely.
And that's SmackDown. I really like the Christopher Park stuff or the Joseph Park stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it's nostalgic and it's good comedy. He's very good at it.
Yeah, it's a brand new
And-
character for WWE too.
Yeah, he's been there for a while, but they never used him.
Yeah.
Never even like pull apart fights because he's so big.
Yeah, you can't send a Abyss out. Who's the 6'8" guy?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love for them to realize they have more than 3 women who could be main eventers.
Yes.
That would be nice.
That bothered me.
You got a ton of women on your roster, but you're only focusing on a couple. It's like,
You're focusing on 3.
yeah, like I don't like Asuka winning, and then she's gonna wrestle both. I'm like,
We'll get into our
I mean,
predictions
I'd
for
like
that.
Asuka to win one title, but I don't need her to win both.
We have another champ.
Yeah, get rid of these. That's the thing in wrestling. They just happen to get in Japan.
They love it.
And it's like
They love it. We'll get into our predictions about that, but that did bother me. It's like, well, what's the point of Asuka winning that? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm not a writer. I don't know
yeah.
that. I don't
okay,
know.
let's say she beats Bailey first, right?
Yeah.
She rolls Bailey up and wins right away, and then she's gonna wrestle Sasha and like beat Sasha, or just Sasha like I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought like whoever she wrestles first was gonna beat her up and get DQ'd on purpose, and then she's weak against the second one.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
well, do they have to defend their tag team titles that night too?
So far,
no,
That would see storyline. That would make more sense. Where
because
What if Asuka loses twice, but then she has a tag partner and she challenges and wins the tag belts?
where
I
it's
don't
just
know.
like where she wrestles someone fresh, then they have to wrestle a tag team match, and then she wrestles somebody else later in the night. Like storyline wise, that makes more sense. And because they want all the gold, they have to defend all their gold. That storyline would make like they have to defend against maybe like a triple threat tag match between Iconics and the new Riot Squad.
Okay, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
or whatever they're going to be called now. I don't see the payoff of having Asuka. Now listen, if
I don't
Asuka
really
wins,
know.
if Asuka wins one of these titles,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I want to see Asuka like Shayna Baszler. I want to see a new angle for this title.
Yeah,
because
she wins both of them. She should just have one that's purple in the middle.
and then the women's champion can float from show to show.
yeah, I think they should.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
I think they're doing another pay-per-view in like 2 weeks. They're bringing back Payback, and I think that's when they're doing the women's tag title match. Or it might be on Raw.
okay.
Okay. I'm trying to think of anything else. It was cool once again seeing Lucha House Party get some love. I still don't understand the Retribution angle here.
Nobody does. They don't.
Like I don't see what this payoff is going to be.
And then it's like they announce a new group is coming, new faction is coming, and then they destroy the place.
But
well,
like,
if you knew they were coming,
if
then
they
you probably know
all-
who they are.
Yeah. If they all take their masks off and there's no names associated with anything, it's just like, who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then now it's getting to the point where the whole locker room is like, they're coming to mess with us.
Yeah.
So then you have like a rebellion angle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like, like I said, once again, if they all take their masks off and there's nobody of importance underneath them, it's like, who cares?
Yeah, and I don't know. This angle sucks. Like,
There's only one guy who I think they could do it where he's going to be a worthwhile leader. And
oh, Brian cut out. Immediately cut
It
out.
sounded like your mic that time, Brian.
Nope, we lost Brian.
I don't know what's
Jesus
happening.
Christ.
This
This Skype is the.
Skype might be worse.
No, I used to do a podcast with Skype, but I didn't do video. But
Yeah.
the audio was usually always connected. We never would drop audio.
You there?
am I here?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
We need another
Uh,
solution here. I'm going to start doing some research tonight.
Zencaster, baby. At least for the audio. Zencaster is very good for that.
Okay. What I might also do is just do I might go back to like Facebook calling.
Yeah, that never dropped like that.
Yeah. Try it out. And
Hey,
I could put the Facebook call. I'm pretty sure I can,
Even if it's just that audio, just put a picture of Brian.
or just do
Yeah.
the video through. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But the thing is, I'm trying to do it for interviews too, where I can visually see the
okay,
guests.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it is paying from one to the other. But yeah, it's disappointing.
What I was saying there before the audio so rudely interrupted
Yeah,
me.
the
Was-
leader.
Yeah. I think the only way, and I don't think he's coming, the only way I think would be a great payoff is if it was CM Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who else? Unless it's Roman. But what's he mad about? You know, like, I'm mad that I've been treated awesome for the past 7 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you do? It's a stupid story. It's a stupid angle.
I just hope there's a big
It's-
payoff, but
I-
I don't have my hopes up.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a flop.
I would with the history of WWE,
When you take off the mask and it's like Elias and Baron Corbin.
I didn't even think that. I think they're all people we've never seen before.
if they're all if they're all like
like-
trainees, you're gonna be like, what the?
or like the leader will be like, "It's Bo Dallas."
Yeah,
and
but-
you're like, "Who cares?"
I mean, the more likely thing would be Undisputed Era and a few other people, like a new Nexus thing.
like
but
Yeah.
if it was Undisputed Era and like
It's Dijak. Wait a minute. There's
Or
no
like-
one 6'9".
or like the Undisputed Era and like the one girl because now there's more
there's a
girls.
yeah.
There's a few girls now. Like
Yeah.
every week, it seems like they're getting bigger in size.
Yeah, but then it's like,
Yeah.
if you do reveal, is it gonna be 8 people? Like,
so what if it's Undisputed Era with now a new female leader?
yeah,
And just putting it out there. I know I kind of am stealing this off to what's PJ from Facebook, but or is it PJ? I think it's PJ or I forget.
I have no idea who
the
you're
guy who
talking
does the 2K things, the 2K reviews.
Oh,
the 2K video
Cody
game.
something.
Yeah, Cody. Sorry. So Cody kind of said it.
He does some fantastical booking.
Yeah.
Like, very.
But what if it's Undisputed Era and Tessa Blanchard? You know what I mean? I don't know.
What's she mad about?
She's coming. She's like,
Well,
I'm here.
why is she destroying the place?
Because
what's she mad about?
She's sided with the Undisputed Era.
She has
She's
no reason to becoming mad.
it's a face. That's all
Right.
I'm looking at this point.
See, that's like it would make no sense. Why burden her with this?
No, I get it, but it's just like it has to be somebody. Has to be somebody of importance to me. Or if it's not, it's just like who cares?
It's Shane.
Yeah, it's Shane.
It's
McMahon.
Vince. It's Vince. I gotta kill it. I gotta kill my own creation. Yeah, like he said, it was me, Austin.
It was me.
He says that to Adam
Yeah,
Cole.
and then just like Michael Clark was like, Vince, Steve Austin hasn't worked here like week to week for like 20 years.
It was me, Austin.
It was me, Austin. And they're like, wait, what? We need to put him in a home.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else with SmackDown that really jumped out at
So
anyone?
what are they gonna do with Alexa? Like, 'cause LeBron was gonna throw her, right? But then he
Well, he did.
Yeah.
He instead of
But
throwing
the
her in
lights one on.
yeah, and then now Braun has magical powers.
So is Braun turning evil? Like, who's the good guy here?
Well,
Like,
Braun
is
is
Alexa good?
Braun
is
has
Alexa
definitely
bad?
turned. He's definitely lost his lid.
Yeah.
Where but now he disappears and he throws right as Elijah comes out. He throws Alexa down to the ground. But then the Fiend's in the ring, and Braun's now in the thing with his crooked nostril laughing. And that's all I look at when I see his face. I don't know why. And then the Fiend he's in the Fiend's head, and the Fiend's losing his mind. So it's like, I don't know.
Maybe the whole thing's a dream that the Fiend.
I got it. I know what's going to happen.
Go ahead.
Alexa is going to go with the baby face in this, who is Otis, who will dump bald Mandy and get with Alexa.
Oh, there we go.
I like it.
And then he wins the world title.
He's like, she's my peach, and she has hair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or he dumps.
And then
he
Mandy
dumps
can get with
Mandy.
Braun because they both lost their hair.
He
yeah.
dumps Mandy and goes with Sonya Deville.
There you go.
No. Sonya's going to go with Bray, and then you're going to have Braun and Mandy because they both lost their hair, and then Otis and Alexa. That's your thing. It's going to be the mixed match
The
challenge.
next mixed
All
match
over it.
challenge.
Wow, yeah.
It's booked. Write it down. WWE, get this guy a job.
It's like, what are they doing? Maybe Alexa beats the Fiend and she's the new world champion. She's the first women's
There you
world
go.
champion. Or undisputed,
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, at
title
one
she
point in
is.
time, for how much she was winning, you'd think that would be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't keep the title away from her. I don't know. It's one of those things, too, where just like,
Who cares?
yeah, kind of. You know what I mean? I'm just happy we're not watching the Fiend wrestle with red lights all the
Oh
time.
my God, yeah.
All right, let's get to Raw.
But who knows what kind of lights they'll have in the Thunder.
Yeah,
Dome.
Thunder. Now here's the thing. All right, so I watched my first. Here's one thing. I tried to watch my first basketball game last
Okay.
night. Right. I have not watched sports at all since it came back. Right. And actually I lied. I watched one hockey game and I
I
enjoyed
think
it.
I may have watched my last basketball game. Actually.
Well, that's the
At
game.
least-
That's the game I watched.
At least hockey, the
Oh.
camera with the boards and everything, it's not as big as a sight shot
Yeah.
with no fans.
So
you know what
then
I'm
the
saying?
NBA is doing this thing where it has TVs in the crowd, kind
Yeah.
of what the Thunderdome was doing.
Yeah, that's what.
Now, who
Someone's
damn
gonna be
well,
like, Dick. You know,
someone's gonna flop.
how are they
me.
gonna monitor all that if it's not a
Exact-
live show?
You're
if
gonna
it's
put
live?
thousands of TV monitors
Yeah.
and rely.
Tits.
You're gonna rely on the fan
Yeah,
base to
Swatchtica, like you know, everyone's gonna be putting shit up. Raw or SmackDown starts and just as a sea of like lewd
Ass.
things.
Everyone's it's like everyone's
asses,
mooning the camera.
porn, murders, like everything, like raunchy.
Like
Somebody
Pa-
picking his nose.
like Paige and Xavier's
yeah,
video.
that's there.
Like,
I
Pictures
am
of-
subtly more interested for SmackDown than I have been in months.
AEW, like you know,
oh yeah, people wearing AEW
Yeah.
shirts or they'll be wearing
are
something.
pictures of guys that left.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Like, how do you monitor that unless you have them fans like there,
or
in a
they're
separate
not
room?
really fans.
Yeah.
and they're people who
Employees.
they are trusted with
Yeah.
as employees. I feel if you you cannot give that much leeway to the
A
fans.
live crowd, I give it 1 minute before there's a penis.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. In an arena, they can't run away. And they're getting caught in their
Yeah.
seats. You are giving them, you are letting them be in the privacy of their own home.
Do whatever you want.
You know what? The Thunderdome. I just talked myself into it.
Some guys fucking shooting up on it.
The Thunderdome's gonna be amazing.
2 men enter, 1 man leave.
I'm not even watching a match. I'm just watching the crowd the whole time.
I don't know how it's gonna work.
It looks bright.
It's intriguing to see. I
looks
didn't see
bright.
the pictures. They got taken down before I could see them. So, who knows?
Yeah.
You know what's not bright? Raw.
Yeah. Let's get into Raw. All 3 hours
You
of
can
it.
skim past.
Yeah.
Just do it like say so and so wrestled so and so.
Yeah. So the very beginning was they were doing a promo with Drew in the ring, and all of a sudden there's like weird camera cuts to go on the little interstitials and things like that. They're showing the announcers. And finally we go to the back, and lo and behold, Retribution has taken over the production truck, and they menace the production crew, and they make them go to commercial. And then we
Ooh.
come back from commercial, and nothing has happened.
How
Apparently, they just magically disappeared.
Real
how
si-
dastardly.
Real quick, because I am watching the Facebook chat. Brandy, what is it? I mean, pronounce this right. Rathleburn?
Rathburn. Yes,
Rathburn
that's Brandon.
says, I just popped in and heard something about penis.
No, that's
So-
for you, Brandy.
For Brandy, so what we're talking about is she's obviously a wrestling fan, so she's
Yeah, she
hanging out here.
understands. Yes.
So we're talking about how the WWE's going to let fans be on live TV broadcasts to be in the audience.
Yeah.
And we're guaranteeing someone's going to show their butt or their penis, or they're going to be wearing like
something foul,
an AEW shirt, or
Or swing a big dildo around.
flipping the camera off. It's going to be a nightmare.
Some guy doing that suck a dick thing.
Yeah, it's just
man.
we're going to allow wrestling fans to do the right thing and go live on TV screens in the audience.
And the more you have, the percentage for that to happen just
it's
gets
so
bigger
high.
and bigger
It's so
and
high.
bigger.
Sorry. So we wanted to recap our finds so she came in right at the last second and
What a
heard.
good time for her to come in.
and heard the
I'm
wrong
sure
thing.
She
Yeah.
liked that.
All right. And if you are watching now and you want to catch the replay will be on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitch. Or you can go and listen to the audio only anywhere where you can find podcasts. Just search IWEP Network, and you can check out the rest of our shows. We'll plug the rest of them that we're all involved in.
No
After this.
dicks.
Yeah. Who knows? You never know.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Who knows what comes up? All right, Brian, go ahead. Raw.
You better keep it in your pants, Gorilla.
Yeah.
Will you stop?
So after these people just terrorized them and then just left for no reason, they're like, yeah, we're done here. We're just wanting you to go to commercial. Maybe they were like ad buyers. Who knows? Maybe they're going to be marketing executives.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Then we had I lost my place here. Then we had Apollo Crews and Shelton Benjamin in a non-title match. Apollo Crews won, and due to the pre-match stipulation, that means that when he wrestles Lashley at SummerSlam, Shelton and MVP are barred from ringside. That is the big thing here.
You know what that match was? It was a battle of who has less charisma. I like both of them, but man.
Both amazing in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, they didn't get that charisma.
And they are now calling the full Nelson the full Lashley.
Okay.
Not as bad as the name of Apollo Crews' finisher, the Toss Powerbomb. Your last name is Cruz. Cruise Control.
Or Apollo.
Cruise, yeah, the starters of
the
Apollo.
the shuttle launcher.
Yeah,
One of my-
Powerbomb.
One of the ones that drove me crazy, only did it for a little bit, was when Dean Ambrose was there, and he did the Nigel McGuinness clothesline. We were bounced off the ropes, and they called it the wacky line.
Hit her the wacky line.
Oh boy!
You know what?
This got real wacky.
One of my favorites. I don't know why it was short lived. Bob Holly did the Falcon Arrow and called it the Holocaust.
Oh yeah! Oh, my God.
What?
Yes, the Holocaust. It didn't last long, obviously.
Then we had a whole thing there where R-Truth kind of got involved, and that's what led to Shelton losing. And then we had, is this where I kind of lost my place here? Yeah, Truth. Benjamin took Truth down and pinned him and won the 24/7 title. And then we had the flirting backstage with Angel Garza and Demi from The Bachelor, who was an awful actress.
Yeah.
Charlie is quite good. Demi was awful. She
only
was
known for The
reading her
Bachelor.
lines like this.
Mm.
And
God.
then Ivar shows up and gives her a turkey leg, and she's kind of got the hots for Ivar, like everybody else does.
This gimmick is stupid.
He's kind of cute.
Oh.
All right, we got.
But then, alas, Angel Garza did defeat Ivar. in the next match. And we had this weird thing where Samoa Joe is now apparently GTV. And he has videos, some things that happened backstage. And Selena Vega's starting to freak out. And Joe's like, yeah, people share things with me. Security shares things with me. So he has some kind of
Why?
footage. She has some kind of footage that's going on. And everything's just kind of, they try to pack too many things into one segment, so it's kind of hard to remember what happened when here.
I think we prep more for this show than WWE preps for a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
And we're fucking winging it. You know what I mean?
They
Like-
should wing it. Hey guys, you wrestle him and you wrestle them tag match and do whatever you want.
Then
That'd
we
be
had
better.
Natalia beating Mickie James by countout, and they kind of ignored most of the match because Seth Rollins is at the ringside yelling at Joe like, "How do you know Ray is here?"
Because the security guy told him because he's tight with
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So apparently, I'm just reading this off the recap I'm reading here. The first hour had 3 wrestling matches and 10 minutes of wrestling.
Trying to figure out how to add the chat to the
Oh, the Skype chat. Yeah, because it's different. That's why, right?
yeah, and it's all the chats. I'm getting Facebook to pop up here so we can still read it, but it's
I can't read. That's hard.
sorry. I'm
Keep
playing
going,
with the
keep
chat as
going.
we're going. Yeah, so
Keep
if
going
you,
because this show sucks.
yeah,
Then we
it's
had
raw.
we're giving this all the more attention it deserves. Bailey and Sasha did a promo here calling Asuka stupid because now she has to wrestle both of them. This leads to Shayna Baszler interrupting, and we had Asuka and Shayna Baszler beating Bailey and Sasha, which you would think would lead to a women's tag title match. And Sasha was kind of short-handed here for a while because Shayna got attacked by Nia Jax. They fought to the back, but then Shayna came back later.
This could be interesting. Bailey and Sasha are one of the only good things on the show.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we had a backstage thing where Apollo Crews is going to pick 2 guys out of his friends, Ali, Ricochet, and Cedric, to wrestle the Hurt Business later.
What if he only had 2 friends? I'm going to pick 2 of my 2 friends.
Oh, I hope I get picked.
Yeah.
The odd man out here is Cedric Alexander, so they're kind of planting seeds, like, because MVP's talking about how he's always in catering and things like that. They did a little tease for Shawn Michaels confronting Randy Orton later on in the night. And the Iconics are fighting with Liv and Ruby again. And the next match is Peyton defeating Ruby Riott. And again, they're kind of teasing dissension with the new Riot Squad, where basically
So
they
hard to
bumped into each other accidentally. And that
God.
leads to Peyton beating Ruby because Liv was behind her, and Billie Kay knocks Liv and the Ruby, and they all go down.
They just put them back together, too. So it's like,
Yeah. And then we had Raw Underground. I didn't mind Raw Underground. The camera is still horrible, but the matches were a little better this week, and they're kind of starting to build to something. The first match is Dolph Ziggler's just watching, and we have Eric from the War Raiders against Colby Carino. They didn't name him, but it was Colby Carino.
yeah, how about that?
And he knocks out Colby with a series of knee strikes, and Ziggler gave it a 4 out of 10. He wasn't too impressed, so they have a match with Eric and Ziggler, which Ziggler winds up winning because he pokes Eric in the eye.
Now, is that the first one where there's actually 2 names in Raw Underground now?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And so this is leading to next week. They tease that it's going to be Ivar against Ziggler in Raw Underground. So they actually are building up to a Raw Underground match, which I'm fine with.
Well, if they treat it with respect like Bloodsport, it'd be okay. But with the wackiness and, he's had enough. This is sick. This is sick. Yes, it is sick. It sucks.
All right, cool. We
We
could read that a lot better now.
commentary was never Shane's strong.
No.
All right, we could read your chats now, everyone. Sorry.
I don't know if
I could read it. It's a little
zoom in
better.
from there.
I just if the table has so many colors that
Yeah,
no matter
it's-
what
yeah,
I
it
put,
blends
so I
in,
had to
yeah.
put up on the corner there.
And then we had Ray and Dominic coming out, just cutting a promo on Seth that Ray's going to be in his corner. And they kind of got a little bit of retribution because Ray and Dominic had some kendo sticks. They wailed on Buddy and Seth a little bit. So what we're setting up here is it is going to be Dominic against Seth. Ray will be in Dominic's corner, and Murphy will be in Seth's corner.
Yeah, once again,
Yeah.
it was not a good go home show.
Yeah, pretty much. Then we had MVP kind of planting seeds in Cedric's head that he's not being used properly. Maybe he's better off with the Hurt Business. Back at
You know, I was
Back
gonna say,
at
you know
Raw-
what? Cedric should have told MVP. Didn't you take over Raw Underground? No, we never did that. Oh, okay.
That never happened.
No.
We don't remember week
Yeah.
to week. I like how Brian just disappears.
ta-da! If that's bothering you, I could take off the background.
No, it's funny. It's entertaining.
So then we do go back to Raw Underground, no longer the property of the Hurt Business, and they have a match with two other guys who they kind of build up here: Arturo Uas
Stupid
and
name.
Riddick Moss, who both won
Stupid
last
name.
week, and they had a non-finish in Raw Underground.
The winner should have got a new name.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know it's WWE when they're not even doing finishes there.
Yeah, the fight goes outside, and they both start punching people in the crowd, and Shane's like, "That's enough." And
Once
and
again,
that was
They should have ring outs.
Once again, why would you want to be in the crowd at Raw?
Yeah,
Underground?
what's the bonus? What's the appeal? You might get beat up. Like if it was real, you would not want to go there.
No, you're like, I want to go enjoy this. And
Yeah.
then it's like, wait, I can get killed?
They can put me in a match randomly.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's horrible.
Sorry,
Definitely.
I'm
And then-
like playing with the stream settings as I'm going. Sorry.
and then we did have our 6-man tag match where MVP Shelton and Bobby Lashley, the Hurt Business, they do beat Apollo, Ricochet, and Mustafa Ali. However, during the match, Cedric Alexander rolls up Shelton Benjamin and wins the 24/7 title, so he showed MVP.
Got him.
Then we had a little bit of a tease in the back because you see Shayna Baszler talking with Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke and Shane McMahon. So it looks like women are coming back to the Raw Underground. Then we had a straight up 24/7 match where Cedric beat Akira Tozawa to retain the title, but then Shelton Benjamin runs in and gets the pin and gets the title back. And so back at Underground, Marina Shafir got another win, or beat an unnamed woman with a submission.
That's good
And
for
then
them
Nia-
to get a little.
Yeah,
ring
it's something to be
time.
more comfortable.
Yeah, and if they can fit like in there. You know, like if you
'cause
said
it-
to them have a regular singles match, it'd probably not be too good.
Go in there and act like you're doing judo rolling around,
Yeah,
like
just
you're
don't
doing
punch them for real,
sparring.
yeah.
Pull your punches a little bit. And they'll probably look amazing doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Nia came in and attacked Marina from behind. She also took a cheap shot at Jessamine Duke, but in comes Shayna Baszler, and they're circling. The Raw Underground crowd's getting hype, and just as they're about to square up, and a ref comes in. Nia Jax takes a powder, does the heel walkout thing, and I like it. They're actually building to something.
Yeah.
If they do a Raw Underground match with those two, that would be interesting.
Now was
Yeah.
Nia wearing her ring gear? Not to be perverted, or was she like
no,
street
she
clothes?
was wearing like jeans.
Because I was
jeans
gonna say,
and a-
if Nia shows up in ring gear, it's like,
Here's my
Oh,
thing
weird.
with Nia's ring.
I always thought it was weird.
I think her ring gear is so unflattering for her.
Yeah.
Like, because it looks like trash bags. And the way it, she's a bigger girl, and the way it hugs her
Yeah.
is not appealing to her. But if you see her, normally wearing, jeans and
Yeah,
a
she
t-shirt.
doesn't look as big.
Yeah, it's form fitting. It looks better. Like, I think her ring gear does not and that's when you have these people attacking her,
It not-
making her
does
fun
not
of her.
accentuate the positive.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Nia.
I don't think she's very good in the ring.
Oh, definitely not. But I think she can get better for her. I mean, she's a bigger girl, but
Hey,
I think
beat a big girl.
I think if Raw Underground's gonna
Brandy,
be a little more snug and
Brandy,
like
as a
direct
girl,
some of
says
the bad
she's a refrigerator. Brandy's all over.
I was gonna say a bigger girl can wrestle.
Yeah,
That does not. Anyway, go ahead, Brian.
I was trying to
Can you guys hear me?
I was trying to do
Yes.
I was trying to do
Okay, just wanna
women.
make
I was trying to be pro woman, and Brandy's like she's a refrigerator. I love it. Brandy, you're welcome here every Thursday night. That's funny. All right, go ahead, Brian.
Then we have the no longer poisoned Montez Ford
Okay.
defeating Andrade. And somewhere along the way, it may have been before this, I think it was, they did show Joe's video, which was basically you saw Zelina Vega with her back to the camera, kind of looking very much like she did poison Montez Ford's drink.
I was hoping to be Retribution that poisoned the drink. Might as well just go after everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Montez wound up beating Andrade because Bianca came out and just beat the hell out of Zelina Vega.
Okay.
Okay.
You poisoned
And then
my
on their
man's
main-
drink?
Our main event segment is Shawn Michaels and Randy Orton kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
These segments with Shawn Michaels and the legends like Big Show, Christian Flair, or Orton and all these people, it's starting to get a little samey to me, which is fine because I guess it's ending now. This was the last one.
Yeah.
And so they knock out Michaels, RKO on a punt. McIntyre runs out. Michaels kind of doesn't sell as much as people usually
Yeah.
do. The punt's usually death, but he's okay.
Well, the Shawn Michaels lays down for no man. He's the
No,
showstopper.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't
I
want to see
saw-
him. I don't want to see him go out like that. As soon as they said Shawn Michaels is going to be on Raw tonight, I'm like, he's going to kick in the face by Randy Orton.
Yeah.
I don't even have to tune in tonight. You're gonna kick my hero in his face. I mean, I love Shawn Michaels, right? Growing up, I wanted to be the sexy boy.
Mhm.
But my goodness, the last thing he needs in his life is a kick to the face.
Yeah. Yeah. That really
My wife looked at him
honestly
when she met him, and she
straightens him
goes,
out.
"How did you think he was attractive
yeah.
as when you were
well,
growing
20
up?"
years ago.
I was like, and I show her a picture of him when like
Yeah.
20 years
Well,
ago.
she's
She's
like,
like, "No, he was still unattractive." I was like, "You shut your mouth." That was
Shut
the
your mouth.
that was the epitome of the sexiest man
They
alive.
told me he was sexy, so therefore he was.
Exactly. That's the sexy boy.
You know Undertaker's dead.
That's all he was too. He was just a sexy boy.
Yeah.
That's it.
He
nothing
wasn't.
else.
He was not your boy toy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. These people don't know. My wife doesn't know any better. And then she came home and then insulted me in front of my face with his autograph about his crossed eye. I was like, I want a divorce.
He can't
now.
help it.
I want a divorce. I told her. Fucking make fun of my.
And
I never
I
even
saw
met
a
him.
I saw a really funny meme today where like everyone said like he looks like the old guy from Home Alone.
Yeah, he does. Poor Sean.
Let's leave Sean alone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start being like, leave Sean
Oh,
alone.
get that. We probably get that guy.
Yeah. We
What's
probably
he
could.
doing?
Actually, so I got this is completely off topic. So for interviews with everyday people, a guy contacted me. He wants to be like a regular on the show, and he does a podcast as well. And we want to do collaborations, but he also interviews like more famous people.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I'm not trying to sound rude, but I mean they probably have a following because of the projects they do. But
Mhm.
like to me, I would interview them as just everyday people again.
They're Z-list celebrities.
Yeah. And
Like the chocolate rain guy.
you're getting close. And he messaged me and said, I can get you an interview if you want it. And I said, who? And he goes, you know, he's up there. And I went, do I have to pay? And he
Yeah.
goes, I don't think you should have to. And then I said, okay. Because I reached out to a wrestler
Yeah.
who is on the lowest of lows right now, and he asked me $500 to
Yeah.
do the show. So I was like, I'm not gonna put his name out
Yeah.
there, but I was like,
See you
I'm
later.
not doing that. So who was this interview? And I still might do it. 'Cause I think it'd be funny.
Is Corey Feldman still alive?
Worse than that,
Is Pauly Shore still?
think of American Idol.
Oh, but somebody that didn't win?
100% didn't win.
Oh.
William Hung.
William Hung.
William.
Hung.
Oh, the only other one is what was her
She
name?
bang. She
Oh
bang.
yeah, Susan, the one that was real ugly,
I
but
want
she
to
could
get him.
sing.
I want to get him on my show. I think he's like a CSI detective now.
Really?
Oh,
Well,
boy.
listen.
I think-
If I get William
No, he
Hung on
wasn't.
interviews with everyday people, I'll send him over to murder my dude.
I picture him like who's the guy in Howard Stern?
Beetlejuice.
Nope, the
Oh,
Asian guy, Asian Pete.
Asian Pete.
I
Yeah.
don't want someone to say me your hand.
We the one time when I was helping with FYE, I don't even think I was working there. I was just hanging out one day, and we put William Hung in the CD of the store.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny to watch the customers like, what the hell are they listening to? But I
I
digress.
forgot about him.
Let's get back into Raw. So,
I think we're done, right? Are we
Yeah,
done? We're
Raw's
done.
Yeah,
done.
that was raw.
It
That was
sucked.
raw. The less said about it, the better.
Yeah,
what
3 hours of your life you won't get back. Don't watch it.
what do we have any positives? Did anything come out of Raw that we're like we're looking forward to watching for next week?
I think Raw Underground took a step in the right direction. It's not there yet. I wish they would get Kevin Dunn off the camera work,
Mhm.
but I think it took a step in the right. I think it needs an announcer, like an actual announcer, not Shane McMahon saying the same two things over and over again.
Yeah.
Or if Shane announced them right to the ring, and then there was a commentary team took over.
Yeah.
Even if it's Michael Cole and Samoa Joe.
And
And look,
Andy,
I am going to say it again, and you know my feelings. Get Morrow.
Yeah.
Get Morrow. He would be perfect.
And you got to keep the fights a little longer than 10 seconds.
yeah,
You got to make them a little
everything's
interesting.
flash knockouts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Brenny said real quick, Asian Pete, LOL, Andy, that's racist. I'm dying. It's not racist. Asian Pete was also an Asian guy who had a really bad accent.
Yeah.
He had an accent, but he also had a speech impediment.
Yeah. So,
So, yeah. So
look him up.
Yeah.
YouTube. Asian
Yeah.
Pete. Sorry, Brendan.
a lot of things that Howard Stern back then was not very PC.
Oh, yeah. Asian Pete still comes on sometimes.
Does he?
I would rather watch Asian Pete than Raw Underground. What if he was announcing? Oh, my God. Russo would have brought him in.
Oh, Beetlejuice was on.
Yeah, man. Who, me?
He was on TNA, right? He got hit with a guitar.
He was
got,
on Raw too.
He was
Raw.
on Raw.
He got hit with a guitar by Jeff
It's like,
Jarrett.
his Superman costume was so funny.
Yo, slap nuts.
Who, me?
Who, me?
Okay, so we were the only Wednesday night show. NXT was the best, but it was also the worst show on Wednesday night.
Well, it
Well,
clearly,
before
it
real
clearly
real
won.
quick,
Yeah,
Impact
Raw.
I thought was really good this week.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's run through Impact. Let's run through
It was the very beginning of I forget what they're calling it right now. It was Emergence. This was night one
Yes.
of Emergence. For opening match, very, very good opener. Rohit Raju
Stupid
defeated
name.
TJP and Chris Bay to win the X Division
Oh,
title.
wow. How about
And
that?
I am such a big fan of TJP. He is like one of the most underused guys in wrestling.
Very
in my
nice
opinion.
guy too. Met him at PPW. Actually got to have a conversation with him. Very, very nice guy. Very nice.
I think TJP is so good.
He was
is
he was
so
one of
good.
those guys. He didn't have anyone at his table, and we were sitting right behind him, right by the
Yeah.
railing, and he was just like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And he just had a full
Oh, that's
conversation
cool.
with us. Like,
Chippy gets a lot of heat, and I don't know why.
I don't
mean,
know.
I'm not really care for him too much, but like, I don't know if I'm just buying into
He-
he hate him for no reason.
he was one of the guys. Like when we talked to him, right at the time that we were talking to him was when Sarah Logan kind of did a botch during a house show,
Mhm.
and she smashed Dana Brooks' nose all over her face.
Okay, kind of remember.
Yeah, and everyone was kind of like Sarah Logan sucks, and
It happens. you know?
and TJP was like, they are both Dana Brooke and Dana Brooke and Sarah Logan are literally the nicest human beings you'll ever meet.
Mhm.
And I know, and then I guess people were like giving them wrestling heat, but like because Sarah so Logan did it and seen it, and the referees like stopped the match, and then Sarah kind of healed it up.
But what else would you do?
And that's
Yeah.
exactly what she's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, fan, like that kind of stuff. She goes, I know for a fact, and I wasn't even there, that as soon as I hit the back curtain, Logan probably broke down in tears.
Yeah.
Like she was probably so upset that she hurt Dana like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was cool to hear him say that and kind of give that insight. And he was super cool to talk to. Yeah.
Then we had a not as good of a match, but still pretty solid. Moose beat Trey Miguel to retain the self-proclaimed TNA title. And after which EC3 makes his appearance and steals the TNA title from Moose.
That's kind of
Ooh.
cool. You see,
I
he's
like
still in the
that.
TNA title.
I like that.
Well, his whole thing is because he was a TNA champion. He wants to basically win the title from Moose so he can put it away for good and get rid of it for good.
Oh, see, I thought he would steal it and make it TNA
Yeah.
again.
No, he wants to kind of like put his he wants to put his past away and
Okay.
and look toward the future.
I'm bringing back my maybe aunt, maybe mom,
Yeah, there you go.
maybe relative
And-
of some sort.
They had a pretty cool video package for Eric Young. They're calling him the World Class Maniac. And because he used to be in a stable called World Elite, he said he was elite before being elite was cool.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And I've never had my sanity.
Shots fired. Yeah. But I am from Canada, and where I was a team. I don't know.
Don't fire me.
Yeah, don't fire Eric.
I'm a superhero.
Yeah, I'm also a Showtime. Okay, let's go.
They did a backstage thing where they're talking to Willie Mack, but Brian Myers kind of hijacks the interview and is starting to talk with Jimmy Jacobs. And then Willie Mack just comes in and attacks him. So that's a match for next week. They're going to do Willie Mack and Brian Myers. They're doing these political ads with Heath, where it's like Heath for Impact. And he was upset that Joe Biden picked his vice president on a Tuesday last week because everybody knows the only thing that happens on a Tuesday.
No, I thought we were losing Brian.
Well, that's true. The only thing that happens on
And,
Tuesdays is wrestling.
Yeah.
Then we had the Good Brothers beating Ace Austin and Madman Fulton in another very good match.
I'm sure that was
And
pretty good.
Gallows looks amazing. Gallows is in incredible shape.
Yeah.
They both are. Like, it's like they just didn't use them. And for two guys that can really talk, they'd never really let them talk.
How long do you think they stay in Impact? Do you think they're there, or do you think they're waiting for Japan to get picked back up?
They have a deal where as soon as they can go to Japan, they are going. So
Okay.
they can do both. And I think they're going to go to Japan a little bit more.
Yeah.
When they can.
They definitely want to go to Japan.
Yeah.
He wants to take his hot Asian wife back to Japan.
Yeah.
I need,
And then in
I need
Wrestle-
that. I need that shirt. I have a hot Asian wife.
There you go. What, Brian?
And then in Wrestle House with Rosemary as the guest referee, you had Kylie Ray defeating Taya Valkyrie.
No. Was it pretty good? Or was it cheesy?
Wrestle House is very cheesy, very
It's
comedy.
campy.
Okay. I think I'll
Yeah.
just skip Wrestle House though. Yeah.
Some of the stuff is funny. Like, what's his name is really entertaining.
Tommy Dreamer?
Him and the guy who's the '80s guy with the bandana and the glasses, and he's always like dropping
Johnny
old-
Swinger?
Johnny
Yeah,
Swinger.
Johnny Swinger,
Yeah,
right.
he's funny.
I was gonna say Zicky Dice.
He's not too far off.
And
right?
then match of the night for me, maybe match of the week for me so
Wow.
far. Motor City Machine Guns defeat the North to retain the Impact Tag titles.
I'm sure it was.
I
pretty
think
good.
it was. I think it was better than everything on NXT. Actually,
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that I have to go back and rewatch Emergence Night 1. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do tonight after this podcast is over.
Yeah, like next week they're doing Eddie Edwards has another open match. They're doing Myers and Willie Mack. Deanna Parazzo and Jordan Grace are wrestling.
Should be good.
I'm not sure what else they're doing. It should be a good show, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not watching Impact, watch Impact.
All right.
Yeah.
So for the people who are really big fans of longer shows, we are hitting the 2-hour mark.
my God.
And
We'll
we
wrap
still
it up
have
soon.
NXT and this weekend's pay-per-views to go over. So buckle in. Is what we're gonna say.
Well, we'll just go real quick.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
NXT.
we can. I can kind of step on the gas here. So NXT opens with Johnny Gargano beating Ridge Holland, and Ridge Holland is, Johnny Gargano rather, is now qualified for the ladder match at Takeover.
Yeah. The bigger news would be Rich Holland almost killing Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, like 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like 3
he
times.
dropped him right on his head.
Maybe go back to training and learn how to do
Yeah,
that.
it was bad. He dropped him a couple times. I was like, oh boy.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, that power slam and then they showed it like 80 times.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, once you get it, it's a good video, but like,
Yeah.
okay. Anyway,
And then Dakota Kai beat Jesse Kamea in the next one.
yeah, not bad. I did like the aftermatch when Evolved Sonya Deville comes out, her next form.
My God, yeah.
She got a
That was
Dark
solid.
Stone and she evolved like a Pokemon, and she
That-
just booted.
That fucking
Io Shirai.
that boot that Io Shirai sold
Yeah.
was unbelievable. Probably the best. I mean, that she
And that
sold
was on
it-
the floor.
She
too.
sold it on the floor.
Yeah, she
Io
took the
Shirai
bump
is
and-
a psychopath.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that match.
I honestly,
Yeah,
like,
that should be.
I'm sorry. I've been saying for a while that I think Charlotte is the best female wrestler on the planet, but
A lot of people said Io before.
Io
Yeah.
is so good. She's so good.
And then we had Tegan kind of backstage. They're building the thing up with her and Candice, where
Her-
they were really good friends.
Her hair
and,
looked really bad.
Um,
I just gotta
yeah.
say that her hair was not good.
This is the one feud on NXT that's really doing nothing for me. El Legado del Fantasma beat Breezango and
I'm
Isaiah
with you.
Scott.
Breezango came out, and I was like, "Don't need to watch this one because they're losing."
Yep.
And like they took the mask away from all of them, and they're all just the same Mexican guy now.
Yeah.
Like they're the same guy. I'm like, there's nothing interesting here.
It's a shame too because their whole
They
gimmick.
look like they're good wrestlers.
Yeah, the whole thing is that they were upset because they're ruining the tradition of lucha libre, but they don't even wear the lucha libre
Yeah,
mask.
which is the whole point.
I don't know. I
And
don't
they
get it.
having flashy outfits, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's scientifically probably not a bad match, but I zoned right out.
Yeah, yeah. It blacks out for a second or two. That's one of the things you have to worry about with going live. That's why I always say check out the replays. The replay will probably have it too, but if you listen to the audio only, you won't have any of those issues. The audio only source is a completely different thing. It keeps doing a quick be right back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Next thing I see.
Then we have the face-to-face with Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. Adam Cole brought out the Undisputed Era, and Pat McAfee had his version of Lawrence Taylor's All-Pro team.
Some cronies. Pat McAfee doesn't cut a bad promo, but again, I zoned right out because I don't care.
I'm gonna be honest. He does not cut a better promo. He's very talented. I think he's good in the mic. I'm more sold into this match than I am some of the other ones.
Man,
I'm excited to see it.
I don't want to watch it at all.
I think it'll surprise you.
Nope.
If it does, will you admit it?
The best it can be, like I already said, if it's slightly better than horrible, then it succeeded.
Okay. What if like all right? So if
Is Pat McAfee gonna be running spots with Adam Cole? Like
who knows?
maybe tackle drop down leapfrog.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Pat McAfee that I will say, being a fan of Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be like a Lawrence Taylor or he would be like most of these I think he's going to be more like an Amell, where Stephen Amell took his
He did it. Yeah,
he took training.
the best he could do.
He
for-
took training
yeah.
very seriously, and I
Yeah.
thought, and the Amell thing, he had some good spots. I think there was some entertaining things
Yeah.
in there. I think Pat McAfee's going to do a better job than people expect him to do. I just think he holds
And,
himself to a
people
higher
say, well,
standard.
he's an athlete. Well,
He's
playing good football doesn't mean you're a good wrestler.
He's an athlete, but he's also a huge wrestling fan. So even though he's playing the heel here, he does respect the business.
Yeah.
And I will almost guarantee his whole thing on his podcast and what he's talking about is, I've only been training for 3 weeks, brother.
It's probably longer than that.
Yeah, he's been definitely
That's
taking
storyline.
this. He's been taking this seriously. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see what the benefit is.
Yeah.
I mean, the people like who that doesn't watch wrestling, that doesn't get the network, is gonna be like, I'm a big Pat McAfee fan. I'm gonna get the network just to watch one match. They're not gonna do that. They're just gonna wait. I'll wait till the next day. I'll watch it on the internet. Right? That's
Maybe.
what everyone's gonna do.
Maybe.
And if they do get it, they're just gonna watch that, and then they're gonna just cancel it or forget, and maybe they'll get them that way. But like, what's the payoff? There is no payoff. If Adam Cole loses, I'll fucking cancel the network that day.
Well, Patrick's saying in the chat, he's saying, "Let me in here." He wants in. Type your chat in there. Type it in the chat. We can all see your response and what you feel about it. We'll definitely interact with it. All right, what's our next spot here? So we are
then we
gonna
have
get
the,
more into the pay per view in a second
the-
here.
The women's tag match where Shotzi Blackheart and Rhea Ripley defeated Mercedes Martinez and Aaliyah.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. I thought Aaliyah did a great job. I thought she's like I said, she's very green.
Yeah.
But I thought she looked good in this match. I thought her interaction with the ref was good. I thought her spots were pretty good. I thought she was a lot more fluid, but she was also in there with some pretty talented people around her.
I cannot stand Robert Stone. I'd never liked him ever.
See, I like him because he's playing that asshole heel.
No, I didn't like him when he was Robbie E.
Yeah.
I didn't like him when he was the other character he was. Oh, I just cannot stand his face.
Did you like him on The Amazing Race?
Oh, that I didn't watch, so I can't give him shit for that.
And
the powerbomb was cool. The outside, obviously,
Cool.
she didn't land on the floor because they did the camera cut. But
Yeah.
it was a creative camera cut. I want to see Mercedes Martinez versus Ray Ripley.
yeah, I'm very
That's
high
a
on
good match.
Mercedes. I like Mercedes a lot. I think she's super super talented.
I don't care too much for Shotzi's top rope senton. I thought that looked a little stupid. but-
Yeah, I'm a fan of Shotzi though.
Yeah,
A
I
lot of
like
people don't like
Shotzi,
Shotzi. Well, did you hear about when she got her car stolen? That she lost some of her gear
Yeah.
and a lot of her stuff, and her biggest thing is her helmet. So
Okay.
whoever stole her car took the helmet,
Oh,
and Triple H sent people out to Army Surplus store, got a helmet, and made her a brand new one so it
that's
was ready
cool.
for TV
Yeah,
tapings.
cool.
And she's like, no one
Yeah.
asked my boss to do this, but he knew I was
That's
I
cool,
was
yeah.
bummed because I lost my shit, and Triple H went out and made sure she had a new helmet for
And
that
you know
night.
what the thing? Like, unless that person stole it, keeps it. What do they do with that?
It just
If you sell that, someone's like, "Oh, that shot's black. How about you stole this?"
yeah.
Well, no, I bought it from a guy.
It's just so scumbag.
Yeah,
thing
it
to
is,
do.
it
Like when
is.
people steal wrestlers' gear out of their bag.
Yeah,
and
what are you gonna do
stuff,
with
like,
that?
It's so bad.
because the minute you sell it, someone's like, "Oh, that you stole it."
If you don't,
Especially if it's like your name or something on it.
that's why you give your jacket to Alexis because
Yeah.
you know you're gonna get it
Yeah,
back.
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes
Yeah,
you might
maybe.
keep it.
Who knows?
Um,
You'd be like, not today, Andy.
yeah.
I'll fight you for it. I've been training. All right, next thing on the show.
I'm strictly business now, Andy.
Yeah.
So the main event here.
Thanks for the jacket, bitch. Sorry.
Or serious business. I'm sorry, serious business.
Yeah.
You got your name wrong. So then we have the main event here: a Velveteen Dream and Finn Balor, and 85 people that interfered.
Yeah, I thought it was
And it,
not bad until everybody and the brother came out.
I agree 100%. I was like, man,
It was too much.
I thought this match would be great. And then when I seen that guy come down, he goes, "This is my belt," and he just sat in the ladder the whole time. I was like, I hate this. This is ruining what should be an amazing two people in the ring
Yeah.
working.
I don't know if it was during this, but we missed it whenever Finn Balor was out. Did he wrestle? Oh wait, this is Finn Balor. Is this when Finn Balor was done and then Thatcher jumps him somewhere at the end?
So they did like a 90s Raw finish.
Yeah.
So they Dream beats Balor,
Yeah.
and then they hit Grimes. Then Grimes hits Gargano hits Grimes.
Damian Priest teleports there
So then,
somehow.
well, what's his name? They literally cut the camera too quick. So Damian Priest looks like he comes from the side,
Yeah.
but then they have the camera facing down the rampway. So you see the thick boy come
Oh,
from
yeah.
underneath the ring. So he literally is laying under the ring, comes from
yeah.
underneath the ring, and then he hits a move, and it's just like, it's too much.
But when Thatcher hit Finn Balor, I thought it was Pat McAfee. I'm like, oh no, now he's in this. I was like, oh god.
it's going to be the North American champion, Andy. There's nothing you can do about it.
So Thatcher versus Finn Balor should be pretty good.
Yeah.
But this match, was like,
That should be very good.
I didn't really know because Finn Balor's a bad guy. Dream's a bad guy since he came back. So I was like, we got two bad guys.
I think Finn's a good guy now.
Oh really? I don't know, but yeah, it was good up until everyone came out. And I'm
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
enough.
They
It's
should
so
let the,
weird. I think Finn became a good guy when Damian Priest attacked him, and then right after that, Damian Priest became a good guy too. Very.
That's funny.
Yeah, they are scrambling. This COVID has a lot of scrambles.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So that was NXT.
they won the ratings.
Clearly, they dominated
Yeah.
this night.
Oh man,
They were clearly
AEW might be in trouble. AEW's got to pick it up.
you know,
they're
AEW
gonna fold. They got me one
AEW
of them fans. Dude, it's over.
it's over, man. They literally had a 0 in the ratings. You know, the AEW fans are listening to this like, these fucking scumbags
Yeah.
are never listening. But no, we're joking. Clearly, we're fans of all wrestling. But yeah, so NXT wins the Wednesday Night
Yeah,
Wars.
this
You know.
week, yeah.
And this AEW will be this Saturday
Yeah, at 6. It should be 6:05, but it's 6.
It's 6.
It should be 6:05 on TBS. Goddamn it!
Yeah.
And it's not. That makes me mad. I'm
Yeah.
waiting 5 minutes. I'm pausing it for 5 minutes and then
It's
What
watching.
if, do you think they'll do something like that where it's like
Yes.
they do like
I hope they do a WCW Saturday Night entrance like the old Factory one from
Yeah.
the '90s.
That would be awesome.
I think
Yeah.
I know this Saturday I do have a lot going on. I have to attend a party, and then after the party I have to go to another party, and
The after party.
So I have a lot of places to be. This weekend's just going to be hectic. So I will probably watch
On Sunday.
No, I'll watch it all later that night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be my plan.
So AEW will go the same time as NXT for 1 hour. So it starts at 6 and then it ends at 8, and then NXT starts at 7. So there's that 1 hour that both be on at the same time.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see
I'm gonna have an NXT sandwich with AEW bread. That's all I'm gonna do.
There you go.
Yeah. And then this Sunday we have SummerSlam,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yes.
going to that's going to be they're going to do the new arena?
That's SmackDown.
I
SmackDown's the
think
Thunderdome.
Yes, SmackDown. I think Takeover and SummerSlam are going to be at the Thunderdome.
No, Takeover is still going to be in the
Oh, it is
Performance
it?
Center. Yeah.
Really?
Which is
Okay.
kind of that's cool because NXT kind of looks
Well, no, the
separately.
Thunderdome is going to be SmackDown, Raw, and SummerSlam, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
but not Takeover.
Not Takeover.
Takeover,
I think they're
Triple H
moving.
said on his
They're
call
staying
for
in
NXT.
the
Yeah,
they're staying in Performance
yeah.
Center, which I think they should do.
Yeah, I think that's smooth.
We're all going to die in a hurricane there.
Huh?
Is there? Where are you located, Brandy?
Florida.
I'm
Oh, she's in
assuming
Florida.
Yes, so.
I can't say this on. Fuck it. Heidi's going to Florida this weekend.
Oh, okay.
She's literally just her and her one friend are gonna go and sit away from everybody and just kind of sit on a beach.
Well, there's plenty of beach in
They had
Florida.
this plan
In fact,
for-
I believe it's surrounded on 3 sides by
Yeah.
beach.
I'm
Yes,
not.
it is a peninsula.
I am not so concerned with Heidi because she already hates public.
Yeah.
And she is a mask wearer and she stays away from everybody. So I'm not really concerned with her going down there, but that's where she's going.
Okay, I don't mind.
Yeah.
If,
So I have the whole
if AEW made the call, I'd go there too.
house to myself, baby.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to come party this weekend, hit your boy.
It's gonna
up.
be like risky business.
Yeah.
No, my wife is the most antisocial person ever, so she's not even going to talk to a person. So she will literally go
Yeah.
down there and sit. If someone comes near
Where
her,
are they
she'll
going
probably-
in Florida?
I don't know, just one of the beaches.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
not sure exactly where. Yeah, I probably should know in case they get kidnapped or something.
If they die or something.
Yeah, I've only really seen her very little this week because I came
but-
home from New York last weekend,
Yeah.
and then just from work and
Yeah.
podcasting,
Yeah.
it's been hard. We haven't really seen each other too much.
She wants a divorce.
She wasn't. We're gonna have. That'd be hilarious because they're gonna go to Florida and get hit with a hurricane. That's. I just realized.
Yeah, there's a
just
tropical
realized-
depression forming in the Atlantic. Yeah, that might be a problem.
I just put 2 and 2 together. Like you're telling me there's a hurricane and she's going down there, and I'm telling you she's gonna sit in a beach. No, she's not. She's gonna be stuck in her hotel room the whole time.
Oh, yay.
That's awesome.
Hey, you could do that here, you know?
Yeah, maybe they should just switch their plans up.
So NXT Takeover is Saturday, and
Yes.
we said Finn Balor versus Timothy Thatcher will be a good match. I don't think the ladder match will be bad with all the guys in it.
Adam Cole. And,
I'm not really big on it. Adam Cole, Pat McAfee will be what it is. If it's slightly better than Horrible, it's a success.
I'm more excited for the Adam Cole match more than I am the world title match.
World title matches.
Killer Croc.
Oh, I forgot we didn't even mention that.
Killer Croc and.
Yeah, don't care about that one at all.
Killer Croc.
Killer Cross does not do it for me.
Me neither.
Obviously, they're big on him because he's a big dude. And he's in
I mean,
shape.
I'll look at Scarlett.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of
I'd
Scarlett.
rather watch Scarlett versus Keith Lee.
I would
Very
too.
interesting match in the pre-show too. They just announced it's a #1 contenders match for the tag titles for a shot of Imperium. It's Breezango, Legado del Fantasma, and maybe my favorite team in NXT right now, Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch.
Okay.
So how does
They are good. They both need new names.
So how do they get a spot? How does Breezango get a spot for the tag team titles? Well, they just lost to these guys.
Because they forgot that there was NXT tag titles like I just did.
It should literally be Undisputed Era should 100% be in that match, right? Like
Well, they got a second.
I have a feeling they're getting involved in the Adam Cole Pat McAfee
yeah.
match.
There might be a lot of bells and whistles in that, but as there should.
Adam Cole, baby, he's our boy.
Britt Baker's coming out.
Yeah, Britt Baker's coming.
And that's it, bro. Dakota Kai versus EO should be very good.
Does EO drop the title?
I don't think.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think it's going to be Dakota.
Does Keith Lee drop the title?
No.
Maybe.
I'm going to say no, but they are big on Cross, but I don't know. I think they might shoot him right to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah, there could be a DQ there. I think Cross could get could get fast tracked up to the main roster.
Who wins the North American title? Who's your pick?
I'm gonna
I
go
think
Damian
Priest
Priest.
wins.
Priest?
Yeah. They like their big guys. So I'm gonna go Damian Priest. Dark horse, Bronson Reed.
I was gonna say I'm going thick boy, but I think they're gonna swerve everybody. I think they're gonna put it on Dream.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Which probably wouldn't be the best thing to do right now.
Nope,
with
not
the
at all. But
culture.
I think they're gonna do it.
Yeah. I
think they're gonna do
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised.
I think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna put on the.
Do you think they put a
Velveteen
mystery
Dream.
6 person in just for the hell of it?
If-
Oh, we got one more guy. It's who knows?
How great would it be if they're standing in the ring and then you hear Ricochet's music? That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Dun, 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 dun,
Or
dun, dun.
Lars?
Well, that may be cool to see him, but I mean, Ricochet would help the match.
Listen, last time.
And Lars said himself it was
He's-
because of him.
He's 5-star Lars.
That's
right.
right. So say EC3.
Lars has more 5-star matches than Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. Very nice guy.
One to nothing.
Very nice guy to talk to
Yes,
as well.
he is. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I can't say that.
What else who else? Or they could just be like, haha, Dexter Loomis isn't hurt. He's here.
Yeah. I'm here and I killed someone.
Yeah.
Cheer
I
for
drank
me.
their blood. Now my
Yeah.
ankle feels better. All right. SummerSlam. What's our card?
The Summerfest.
The Summerfest.
Summerfest, as Jeremy Piven would say. Starting from the bottom, we do have. I had it wrong earlier. It's Apollo Crews and MVP for the U.S. title, not
Okay.
Lashley. Lashley and Shelton are banned from ringside, though.
Don't care.
Yeah, I really don't care.
I mean, if
It probably won't be bad.
Story mode wise, I hope MVP wins.
Yeah.
I think he's more entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with that.
Have they officially announced Matt Riddle and King Corbin?
No, I don't think so.
I'm sure it's coming though.
I'd rather start the wall.
I think it'd be a good
Alright,
match. I think it'd be a good match.
I mean, like Matt Riddle.
I mean,
did.
Riddle's gonna win.
Matt Riddle doesn't fit in WWE. And let me put him in the a fight round. And you know what Raw Underground should be? Remember that match he had with Thatcher and NXT?
The
fight
pit match.
Yeah,
or
the
whatever
fight
it's called.
pit. That should be Raw Underground. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It is weird how he's fallen so flat.
Oh yeah,
He's someone that benefits from a crowd.
yeah.
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 We mentioned it earlier. Hair versus hair, assuming this is still happening. Sonya Deville against Mandy Rose.
I think Mandy loses. I think Mandy
It
loses.
might because everyone thinks Sonya's gonna win. I think they do something where none of them gets their haircuts.
Yeah, I think they're gonna protect
Yeah.
them. Listen, and if they do,
could
and if they do
I
wrestle
could
this
really
weekend,
see the,
if they do wrestle this weekend, props to them because
Yeah.
that's crazy what they
Mhm.
went through.
I could really see the bait and switch where Mandy loses and somehow it turns into Otis giving up his hair.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Would that be the worst cash in of all time, where he uses his cash in to save his girl's hair?
No, I don't know if they'll do that, but I think maybe they do a thing where he gives up his hair
Yeah.
or something like that.
He's another one that he's kind of in the he's in the Corbin and the Braun Strowman
Yeah.
thing where his hair is there.
Yeah, but you don't have much. Poor
Yeah,
guy.
it's hanging
So,
on. Yeah, it's hanging on.
Which would make it make sense.
You know,
and then
he would have been a star in the '80s.
Oh, dude! When I
Oh,
first
yeah.
time I seen Heavy Machinery, I'm like, they
Yeah.
are
If they would have came out,
they're like Earthquakes like
like
Typhoon with charisma.
1987. Oh, they've been tag champions.
I'm still fine.
Them versus Demolition.
I still think they're
Yeah.
entertaining.
Oh,
When they're on
Otis-
TV, I like them.
The guy Otis always reminds me. He's not this guy wasn't that good in WWF, but he was good before WWF. Is Jim Duggan?
Yeah.
He always reminds me of Jim Duggan.
Absolutely. I like Heavy Machinery. I think Otis is definitely better than his partner, but
Mhm.
I think he's entertaining. I like him.
And we have a Raw Tag Title match where the Street Profits are defending against Andrade and Garza. I feel like it's time to change the titles.
Please,
yeah, put him
please
on
do.
Andrade and Garza.
Please do.
Profits
And let's
are
separate
super
Street,
annoying.
let's separate Street Profits
You know
and
what?
make
Yeah.
and make Montez go solo.
We have Seth Rollins against Walter in a street fight.
Ooh, that might not be bad. It would be, I think Walter would do a little bit better here than Pat
I
McAfee.
like how we keep calling him
because
Walter.
he's been around wrestling his whole life.
Yeah, let's hope so.
He's a ring general. It's his first match, and he's a ring general.
Yeah, he's the ring
already.
general.
4-star ring general.
Does he wear a mask or leave with a mask?
He comes out wearing a mask and takes off the wrestle. Does he wear gear though, or does he just wear pants? I think he wears gear.
They did like a little tease. I don't know if it was a mask they were showing, but it's the Ray's gear maker was making something for Dominic.
Okay,
I
can
think
see
he
it.
might be wearing
Do you
gear.
think he has the armband? Like,
I think almost exactly like his dad's. Yeah, except no mask.
I think Rey Mysterio said on a show where he wants him to become Prince Mysterio. Like that's what he.
Okay,
that's
yeah,
where he
yeah.
that like
Stupid name, but
so he
I
was
get it.
he was Rey Mysterio, then Rey Mysterio Jr.
Yeah, well, Ray means king in
yeah,
Spanish.
and then he wants his as Prince Mysterio.
Okay, stupid name.
Then we have the dueling women's title matches. Asuka getting title shots against both Bailey and Sasha.
So I think
I guess she wins one.
she beats Bailey which I think Bailey is more
Yeah.
entertaining champion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Banks cost Bailey her match, and then Sasha retains, and then that's what hopefully kicks off this feud that we've wanted to see for the past 4 years now.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing this. I say Asuka gets one belt. Because she wrestles Bailey first, right? I think they said.
Yeah, I think she beats Bailey just because Sasha just won the Raw title. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have her lose it yet.
And to move
And Bailey's
and
the
moves
champion
Asuka over to SmackDown, give her
Yeah.
some love over there.
And then we have our two title matches for the Universal title. Braun defending against Bray Wyatt.
I don't care.
That will not be. Good.
I think it's time. I think the Fiend gets the title back here.
I think so. Yeah, why not? And then he gets Alexa's face on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think the Fiend's getting his belt.
And then we have for the WWE title, Drew against Randy Orton.
Guess what? I don't care.
I don't care either, and I think Randy gets it because
I think Randy gets it as well.
I mean, Drew can have his chance again when the crowds come back, but I think Randy gets it because
I mean, he's been cutting amazing promos.
Yeah.
Amazing promos.
So, I mean, not the best SummerSlam, but
now, if you guys head over, the links are below, but if you head over to Pro Wrestling Scorecards, and if you have a bunch of people over this weekend, you can print out your card and play along, or hopefully I can get mine working again. My login's not working, but you can go to digital.prowrestlingscorecards.com. You can join our faction. Just send us a message, and we'll give you I think the code to join our faction is in the links below as well. You have to type in the code. You can join the Tornado Tag Podcast, and you can compete with us on the digital card. Pick who you think's going to win. There's some fun stipulations in there, and play along this weekend with us. And you can play the NXT TakeOver as well as the SummerSlam. So check the links below for Pro Wrestling Scorecards. If you do not play the digital version, take a picture of your card and send it to us, and we'll add you to the contestant list of playing along. If we get to the point where we can build a big enough audience where people are joining our community and we get like 20, 30 people involved, maybe we'll do something where we once a month we could pick like the champion and we'll send you a t-shirt or something, or we'll hook you up with a t-shirt or a sticker or something like that. So definitely let's get that community going over on ProWrestlingScorecards.com, and let's end with some plugs here. Brian, what do you got?
I have Murder My Dude. This week we covered the Vampire of Sacramento, Richard Chase, a very, very, very bad man.
Yeah, very crazy story.
Very good.
very
real quick, Murder My Dude is a true crime podcast hosted by Brian and Jackson Wells, and they cover murder stories, and it's very entertaining. And it's one of my personal favorite podcasts. I listen to it every week.
It's true crime, but we do it with a very, very comedic bent.
Yes.
That is a very comedic bent we try there.
Yes, and it has some banter in the beginning, so you be prepared for some banter in the beginning. Some topical banter. It's entertaining. There is a comedy aspect to it, so they try to do the best they can.
Most podcasts do have low banter.
Yeah, just they do the best they can of making light of a situation, but not being disrespectful, which I think is a good thing. And they don't idolize or glorify the killer either.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think Tony just kind of delivered the.
I've listened to every
What he
single
said.
episode. Yeah, so
So is Brian. So
Yeah.
I have too.
I don't think-
Actually,
he's
I
not-
don't listen to them.
Yeah, he hasn't listened to he's
technically
there for every
Yeah.
episode, but he hasn't listened to every
Yeah, well,
episode.
yeah, that's true.
I cannot stand the sound of my own voice, so I try not to listen
Yeah.
to.
I sound like a nasally idiot. I sound like Seth Rollins.
I listen to my voice all too much. I hate it as well. All right, and you have an episode coming up this Tuesday, right? So every episode, you could let's do it every Tuesday, right?
Thursdays at midnight.
I'm sorry, yeah, Thursdays,
Record on
yes.
Tuesday, Thursday at midnight.
And you can head over to Murder My Dude on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as well as ProjectHumanoid.com, and you can find them in all podcast platforms at Murder My Dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Just
right.
Look for that beautiful logo on the bottom corner there of the chalk outline body. No, wrong way. All right, Andy, what do you got?
Oh, jeez. Outbreak Wrestling on YouTube. You can find Out the Quarantine show. And I don't know the matches because they don't tell me, but I'm on there a bunch of times. I might be on this week. Who knows? So we're actually going to tape some more matches this Saturday, too.
Cool.
Yeah, so I don't know.
It's going to be a busy Saturday.
Yeah. So that's, I probably won't watch the show till Sunday, till I get home and get a shower and all that. So there's that. And if you want a blue and gold shirt, Pro and Tees, 2 on there. And then all the podcasts I'm sure you're going to plug here at the end.
And he's also a part of Not Cool in High School, which is live on these platforms that you're watching. Oh, not so much on Facebook. You have to go to the actual Facebook page to check it out. But it's Not Cool in High School podcast. We have a Facebook group and a like page. You can follow both to find the podcast. You can check us out. You can check the podcast out on all platforms on Twitch at IWEP Podcast, as well as YouTube at IWP Network. Or any podcast or music apps, you can search IWEP Network and find all of our podcasts. But Andy is on Not Cool in High School. We talk pop culture, TVs, movies, video games, comic books.
Yeah.
And then
cool stuff.
Andy has joined a third podcast now.
Yeah, how about it?
Called Truth Behind Illusion, and that's our paranormal podcast. We just did an episode based on the Gordon Mountain Ghost, which is a local ghost story around here. And that podcast covers everything. We may dive into some crime. We dive into some cults,
Ghosts,
monsters, goblins, ghouls,
possibly conspiracy theories,
all
that kind of like stuff that's supernatural, paranormal,
yeah,
stuff like that. It's very interesting.
It's a fun podcast.
Even if you don't believe it, it's just interesting.
And all these podcasts do have merch, and you can also go over and check out if you're a guest on our show. You get turned into a monster. So there's an art out there of Andy as Cthulhu.
Yes.
We made him Cthulhu, and he has tentacles going on.
I was going to order the pins that they're doing just to get some pins and give them to people. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What was it, 10 pins for $9?
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. So definitely go check out that stuff as well as all the other shows on the network, interviews with everyday people, banging beers. We're live all the time. So right now our goal is Instagram. So if you could help us get to 1,000 likes, if you are watching this page, head over to Instagram, hit that follow button, help us out on Instagram, as well as we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you could head over to IWEP Network and hit subscribe, it costs you nothing. And help us get some stuff there. Even if you just rather watch the video, you head over to anywhere you get podcasts or music, search us, hit follow. It does help us out. This only grows from word of mouth, so help out any podcast, locally anything. Pretty much the podcast game is unless you're famous, you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah,
but that can all change with people showing support. So
big and.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed the show. This one went a little long. We'll be back next Thursday night to talk about everything that happened in the week of wrestling, some history, and cover what happened this week on the pay-per-views. And if you want to dive in earlier, head over to the Facebook group page and hang out with us there. But that's going to do it for Tornado Tech Podcast. We're out of here. Here's some no rain checks.
They don't